on some very important things. You're talking about freedom. America did not breed fear in you. So, why would you say those things when you're referring to Donald Trump? If I am a Nigerian in Nigeria, and a lot of Nigerians in Nigeria love Trump, by the way, although there are also some Nigerians in Nigeria who are like, hell no, it cannot be Donald Trump. So, but if I'm a Nigerian in Nigeria and I'm watching this, can you make this make sense? So, we will start by talking about immigration issues. First of all, please know that if you're watching this and you've heard that Donald Trump will give visas to all Nigerians, please know that that is not true. So we will start by talking about immigration issues. What do I need to know when it comes to Donald Trump's policies and how it could affect me as a Nigerian in America when it comes to immigration? And don't forget some of the things you've talked about. Why did you describe Donald Trump the way you did about freedom, about all the things that you believe America has done to you? So
All
please
right.
go ahead.
All right. About immigration, or let me start with why I'm describing Donald Trump the way I did. If you listen to him, all that he says, all that he talks about is about fear. It's about a country that is in decline. It's about the idea that the best of America is in the past. He's not proposing how America is going to continue to be great. He's looking at America and presenting to people in America that they have to be afraid of other Americans, especially the new ones who are coming into America. America has always been a land of immigrants, built by immigrants. You have to go back and start with the enslaved people of Africa who came here over 400 years ago. They were brought here, they built America. And if you look at the history of America, America has been transforming itself, correcting its mistakes. Different people have come at different times. When the Italians came, they were not treated well. When the Irish came, they were not treated well. The Mexicans, the Chinese, they've not been treated well. So America has a long history of not treating new.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work, helping me in your spare time from home? I'm on a mission to recover $10 million within the
America into a third world country. That the Irish were poor, that they were hungry, and they were going to turn America into a terrible country. They are doing the same thing now with people coming from Latin America. So the question is, Trump is not new. It's just that he is 2.0, 4.0 of what America has seen before. America has been able to overcome people like Trump to stand and maintain its dignity, its creed, its strength. So, talking about immigration, this is what Trump is promising you. Trump is trying to point at immigrants and say, these are the problems. And when we talk about immigrants, for the first time, it's not really just about people coming from the border, the Latinos. No, it's everybody. If you're not white, in the world of Trump and people who support him, if you are not white, you're an immigrant. It doesn't matter if you are a citizen. It doesn't matter if your great-grandfather came here. You are an immigrant. And Trump is saying that he's going to deport. He says 20 million of 20 million illegal immigrants. But we know that there are about 13.3 million illegal immigrants in America. Trump wants to deport all of you, which is something that he knows is not possible. He can't do it. Even if the court system allows him to do that, the implications are wide and big. I'll give you an example. The cost of removing one illegal immigrant out of America is $17,000. $17,000 to remove one. First of all, America has facility for only 50,000 people, to lock up 50,000 people. So for Trump to do this, he is going to spend, I think the final figure we said is to cost about $7 billion to remove 1 million immigrants. illegal immigrants out of America. No, 21 billion to remove 1 million. 21 billion to remove 1 million. So to remove 14 million people, you know what it means. But what it also means is that people will be separated, families, because you have illegal immigrants who have American citizens as children. So we have mixed families in America. It will be a big trauma on the United States if Trump were to be allowed to do something like that. Now, the total cost is not just about the cost of moving people out. You're going to think about the damage to society. Now, remember that illegal immigrants, they contribute 22 billion to social security. We're not talking about taxes now. They said that if you remove 14 million illegal immigrants in America, the American economy, GDP will shrink. GDP will shrink. American economy will also shrink because these are people who are working, who are contributing to the society. Now, the biggest thing is there's a town in Pennsylvania that did something like this. What they said was that they passed an ordinance and said nobody should rent an apartment to anybody who is an immigrant, illegal immigrant in their town. What happened? People started leaving. And when people left, after a while, they discovered that people were gone. There were empty houses everywhere. The businesses were not getting clients, customers, because these people forget that illegal immigrants are customers. People forget that illegal immigrants are human beings. They send their kids to school, they buy school supplies, they buy food, everything in the town. They started feeling the impact. And businesses in the town were the ones saying, oh, please, we have to change this. This is not, because in rural America, because that's where the issue is, in those center of America where people are poor and struggling, their kids don't stay there. Their kids, once they finish school, they leave. So these new Americans, because that's what they will end up being, are the ones running things in this area, making it vibrant again, saving these small towns. And they want to remove them. They want to kick them out from America. And the implications are a lot. So it's something that Trump knows he cannot do. And he's saying it, just like he said he was going to build a wall. He didn't build it. He knew he couldn't do it. But he said it because he win him votes. And the people, listen, the people that like Trump, especially the business people, they enjoy this idea that illegal immigrants are here. If you remove 14 million people out of America, the cost of cleaning the bathroom, a public bathroom, anywhere, you may have to pay $50 to get somebody to go and clean it.
Okay, so Rudolph, let me interrupt you. I've been looking at the comments. There are a lot of people that obviously disagree with you. And before I go on, once again, if you are a Nigerian American and you will be voting for Donald Trump in this election, please join us in the studio. I had someone that would be voting for Trump, and he canceled at the last minute. So I don't want it to just be us talking about someone that is voting for Kamala. So, but if you're voting for Trump, please come in the studio. I've been posting the link. So a lot of people have been saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Are you encouraging illegal immigration in America? Every country must have a border. And so I've been seeing all kinds of comments like that. So Rudolph Ukoko, what do you have to say when people say, why are you encouraging illegal immigration?
Okay, of course, every country should have a border. There should be legal immigration. Yeah, I'm not encouraging illegal immigration. It's what it is. People are coming here because where they are coming from is horrible. And if you want to look at the history of those countries, why they were that way, it's because of certain actions taken by countries like America. So of course, America can close its borders, but it won't satisfy people who are complaining about immigration. What I'm saying is that for the voters, for Africans, for those people who are complaining about immigration, they need to go back and read the history of immigration into America, whether it's legal or illegal immigration. People will always move around. Let me give you an example. In Germany is one of those countries that do not like other people. even other Europeans, they don't want them. But a few years ago, they had to bring 2 million people, refugees from Syria, from Iraq, to Germany. Do you know why they did that? They did that because their population was the aging population, and their people were not having babies anymore. So they are looking at the population. They don't have the workforce, people that are ready, willing to work in those countries. So they had to, Germany of all countries, brought in 2 million people, or maybe 3, I don't know the final figure, to come into their country because they know these people are going to be the workforce they need to be able to sustain their economy. If America should close its borders today and don't have a channel for immigrants to come into this country, America is going to be static like other European countries. And the people who run this country, they know this. It's not you. Most Africans don't understand what's going on. They just come here and they work and make money and they make noise and think they understand the country they live in. No, business interests here in America, they are interested in having people that will pick their oranges, pick their apple.
Okay, so from what you're saying, you are saying that labor, when it comes to illegal immigrants, it's cheaper to employ illegal immigrants for labor. Okay, I've seen, like I said, all kinds of comments. Some people are saying maybe you don't have papers. That is why you're saying things like that. I see that someone is in the studio. I'm hoping that they are someone that will be voting for Donald Trump. The name of this person is Nelly, but if you are listening to me, it says that your devices are not connected. So if you would like to speak as a Republican so that this can be balanced, please make sure that you connect your devices. There's someone here called Ayodeji. Let me see real quick if Ayodeji will be voting for Donald Trump. Oh, and he's gone. He disappeared. Okay. And Nelly, I'm not able to connect Nelly because it says device is not connected. Once again, if you will be voting for Trump, please click the link so that you can actually debate Rudolph Okonkwo, all these things that he's saying. We want someone to debate him, the person that we had prepared to debate him, and it would have been fire for fire. They had to cancel at the last minute because their place of work didn't want them talking about politics. And so if you are up for it, if you can debate Donald Trump, don't just put something, I said Donald Trump, if you can debate Rudolph Okonkwo, don't just put something in the comment section. If you think you can debate Rudolph Okonkwo on this, please join us in the studio. The link is on the screen right now. You can copy that link in your phone, and then you'll be able to join us. And then you can speak as someone that will be voting for Donald Trump, why you'll be voting for Donald Trump. Now, I've seen that there are a lot of people who are saying Trump for life, Trump forever, but it seems they are not in America. A lot of those people, I think that they are in Nigeria. Before we go ahead, Rudolph, can you talk to Nigerians in Nigeria who are all for Trump? What do you have to say when someone says that I am, supporting Trump and they are in Nigeria? Sometimes I think you assume sometimes that they don't understand the American politics.
Zero. They have no understanding.
Let me tell you why. In Nigeria.
No. Let me tell you why.
American politics. Hold on. Peter.
No. Give me a second.
Okay, Peter is not ready.
So let me tell you why I said that.
Hello.
Peter, hi, are you going to be voting for Trump in America?
I am supporting Harris. Shame on any African who ever supports Donald Trump. 200 years of democracy almost ended. Listen, I'm going to make a quick point. Rudolph, God bless you. See, a man who appoints 3 people to the Supreme Court that has 6 Republicans, right? You pass 60 lawsuits and you lose all of them. Yet you are not satisfied. It's still enough. It's not enough for you. You mobilize all your supporters to Congress. 200 years of democracy. A man who is not even hiding his hate for black people. Look at how he's demonizing our brothers in the Congo every day, talking about Haitians. God will punish any black person supporting Trump. Shame on you. Shame on all of you.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. So you are obviously upset. Don't be upset. This
is annoying. Honestly, I'm not.
Okay, try not to be annoying.
I have to put up with this rubbish every day. People who call themselves Christians. Yeah, this fool cannot even quote one single verse in the Bible. Trump cannot even quote one single verse in the Bible. And people who call themselves Christians.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I can't that you're upset, but right now I'm
I
looking for someone who supports Donald Trump and that will be voting in this election to come and talk to us about why they believe Trump is the candidate.
That person needs to go and check himself into a mental institution. You
no,
are
don't say
either
that.
mad or stupid, or you have a mental problem.
No,
There
don't
is
say
no
that. Don't
basis
say
for
that.
any person who has a dark skin.
No,
Honestly, I see.
There's
I am an
no
economist.
reason to
I don't
abuse
even want
anybody.
let me make a quick
Mr.
point before I leave. I am an economist, right? So when somebody tells you, "Oh, the economy is bad," the economy is bad. Listen, I'm an economist, so this is what Kamala and Co has been missing. So the US spent over $6 trillion trying to control COVID that Trump messed up, right? How can you sink $6 trillion into an economy in a short period and think it will not cause inflation? Are you high or stupid? The inflation is as a result of the money spent to control COVID and the greedflation and shrinkflation that American corporations are exploiting. End of story. Unfortunately, Kamala cannot make her point. But Biden has been one of the best presidents America has had in how many years? $1 trillion of infrastructure investment. I know infrastructure more than anybody. 4 years, every day he was telling us it was infrastructure week. He built nothing. Biden has given us railway money now from Las Vegas to LA. Biden has gotten us money for railway to LA from Las Vegas. Okay. He has been a president. Unfortunately, he does not know how to make his money.
Thank you
sorry,
so much.
I thought
Thank
anybody
you so
would
much.
join. I didn't know it was only for Trump supporters. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Okay, so please, if you come on this show, please don't be upset and please don't abuse anybody. People have their own personal reason for voting for whoever they want to vote for. It doesn't mean that they are stupid. It means that they are not smart. People that are voting for Kamala, they know why they are voting for her. They have personal convictions. And people who are voting for Donald Trump, they have their own personal convictions for wanting to vote for Donald Trump. So please, when you come on, please do not abuse anybody. Do not say that people must have mental issues because they want to vote for Trump. You just don't know why they are voting for who they are voting for. So, like I said, if you're voting for Trump, I'm looking for a Nigerian American that will be voting for Trump that will come on here and debate Rudolph Okonkwo. Rudolph, you were talking to
let me say this. When I was in Nigeria, like everybody else, I liked Ronald Reagan. Most of you may not know him. He was a cowboy actor, president of America in the 80s. You know, I used to listen to his speeches. I thought he was a great man. The same thing with George Bush. So I understand the sentiment. That was why I started with saying that I was born in a dictatorship. I had to go through therapy here in America to take that out of my system. You know, if you are born in a dictatorship, you don't know what it does to you. You are damaged. We were damaged. We believe that we want a leader that will wake up and announce something and that thing will happen. And that's the best form of government. We want a leader who will decide to go and bomb anywhere we want. And then, so that's where we grew up. That's how we grew up. And I understand why people feel the way they feel when they look at Trump. They think he's a strong leader. He's the one that will bring Biafra, Yoruba nation to us. He will do this for us. Trump is not going to do any of those things for you. Trump doesn't care about Africa. Let me tell you, the first time Trump mentioned Africa during this campaign, he mentioned Africa in connection to immigration. And he was talking about Congo, that they opened their prisons and let their prisoners, their criminals, to come to America. Tell me how many Congolese you've seen in America. How would they begin? How would they start? They don't even speak English. But that's what Trump told you. That's the only connection to Africa that Trump, the first time he mentioned Africa. Now, people may not know. I live in New York City. We knew Trump before the rest of the country. We in New York City, we knew Trump before the rest of the country encountered him. And he's been able to fool everybody else in, but he couldn't fool us in New York City. The point is that for Africans, I understand that we are not used to a kind of a system that we correct its mistakes and improve over time. We are also attracted to this culture war that Trump is using to distract you from main issues. So when I talk about culture war, I'm talking about things like abortion, things like gay rights, and stuff like that. They throw it out there. You'll be fighting. It's like red meat. That's what is kind of confusing most Africans who look at the option in this election. They think about, oh, I don't want transgender. Trump will say things like, oh, your kids will go to school and then they will come back. If your kid will go to school as a boy and he will come back as a girl. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't think most of the people who are talking today will name Trump as someone to manage their business. None.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I have other people that have entered the studio. I'm hoping there is a Trump supporter in there who can debate this man that has been saying all these things. But I'm going to quickly read some comments based on what Peter said when he came on right now. This person said, Peter has convinced me with his intelligent, logical presentation today. Thank you, Peter. And then this person said Trump will win the election. If you don't like it, pack your bag and come back to your Biafra. And then this person said, I don't see why they are shouting Trump all the way. Trump is in an entity. He knows nothing. And then this person said, you are upset for nothing. Yes, Trump cannot quote a single quotation in the Bible, but he's not killing babies through abortion. That guy in the blue needs patience. He doesn't fear God. Okay, so Rudolph, is your candidate killing babies through abortion? That should be the next thing that we should talk about. And this person said, I voted for Kamala Harris yesterday already. Trump is very arrogant, egocentric, and an arrogant being. Harris for life. So, Rudolph, I'm going to ask some of the people in the studio already if they are supporting Trump. And then let's talk about abortion. Is it true that your candidate is killing babies? And like, why would I want to vote for someone that is killing babies, you know? So, but hold on, this person named themselves as Trump. Esma, you named yourself as Trump, but what's your real name?
My name is Bradley.
And you are voting for Trump in this coming election, I assume?
I am.
And you are a Nigerian American?
I'm an American.
Okay, an American vote.
I'm a Black American. I'm a descendant of slave.
Wonderful. Rudolph, you have an African American that will be voting for Donald Trump in this coming election. And I hope you're ready to debate some of the things that Rudolph had touched on. And I also want to see someone named Forefathers. Sir, are you a Trump supporter and are you voting in this election?
Greetings, Madam Adiola. Thank you for having me. I'm not voting in the election, but I'm a Trump supporter because he's good for Africa. That's why.
Oh, okay. So we will still come back to if it's good for Africa or not. But right now, let's hear from people that are voting. So please don't go. I will still bring you back in the studio. But right now, ma'am, can you please tell us your name?
It's Bradley.
Bradley. Okay. So can you change from Trump? Can you change it to your name?
No.
So that when people want to.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So, but when people want to refer to you in the comments section, for those of you
refer to me as Miss Trump 2024.
Okay, so if you say Miss Trump, then we know that you're referring to Miss Bradley. Miss Bradley, please say something about what we've been talking about.
Okay, so what I want to say is that I think that people who are voting for Kamala, I want to remind immigrants that if you're voting for a woman who is supporting killing your culture off, your babies, perhaps even making sure that people like the country or the social welfare system go into your homes. There's a lot of cases where, especially in America, a lot of family dysfunction within the Nigerian community. They're on the news 24/7 about, the broken system where they're coming here, and then they're having a lot of issues with family, just like setting up and really stabilizing themselves. What you guys should be happy with Trump is that Trump doesn't care about Africa. So that means if he doesn't care about Africa, he's not going to go and destroy the country or do things that will hurt you guys as Nigerians, right? If you guys pay attention to what Trump says versus what he does, he is not somebody that's going to go and destabilize the African community or even the Nigerian community. He stays out of that. Trump he may have like 3 baby daddies or 3 baby mamas, but he's with all his kids all the time at any point in time, okay? He is literally leading his team, okay? He's a leader. He's very masculine, which I believe that
why you have to bring in baby daddy?
Hold on, I'm giving you my reason, okay? I'm giving you cultural analysis, okay? He's an alpha male, okay? I know Nigerian men are alpha males. So if you don't like somebody that is an alpha, maybe you're gonna vote for Kamala. I would not advise Africans to vote based on the temporary immigration status. As you know, being an immigrant is a temporary situation. It's not a long-term situation. So if you vote for someone because you're an immigrant like you're not really looking at the point that you will become a nationalized citizen. You will become someone of this country and you will have to assimilate. So you should work on voting for someone long-term, not someone based on your emotions or based on your survival status. Immigration is a survival status. It's a status and it's a level to get to the next level of your life. It's not for you to say, oh, Kamala's an immigrant. Kamala, if anybody knows, her family, she's an Indian.
Irvine, California, the gem of Orange County, where you can soar 400 feet in an iconic helium balloon, adventuring.
For an immigrant, an Indian immigrant who will essentially not put you first anyway, because in America, the system is based off race. If you haven't noticed, when you go and you fill out your driver's license papers, if you go do anything on government application, everything is about race in this country. So we have to make sure we acknowledge you guys are Black and you're immigrants, which means you're probably going to get the last of anything first because it's a white supremacy country. So why would you think that voting for someone based on immigration will help you guys long term in this country, or your kids or your grandkids? You guys have first generation and second generation kids here. So you have to understand that if you're voting for an Indian woman, a woman whose mother identified as white and her husband is also white, where are you guys actually going to benefit from that as Africans? Indians right now are going over to Africa and they're building their own opportunities for themselves, and they're doing really good in Africa, in Africa and in Nigeria. There's a lot of great things going on for Indians. So why would you guys even vote for a woman that is voting for your demise in other ways culturally? If you guys are patriotic as Africans and Nigerians, don't you think that Indians are patriotic as Indians as well? So what I'm saying to you guys is, do not vote for people based on their immigration status or that they're supporting you because you're immigrant and they're immigrant. Based on people because of results. Trump is not hurting Nigerians. He does, and is lucky. A white man that says they don't give a shit about Africa, you should be very happy about that, because he does not want to destabilize you guys. He wants you guys to do your own thing and be independent. But if you get a guy or somebody in office based on the fact that they are because they are cosplaying or their struggle, do not worry about their struggle, because your mother is not identifying as a white woman. Your father is not identifying as an Indian woman. They're identifying as Black African. And you guys have to understand that you guys, if you vote this woman in office, you guys are voting for the demise of your grandchildren, of your kids, and you don't understand that. But we all understand that immigrants are the most cultural people. Americans, we have our own culture. We are westernized people. But if you're voting for this woman, just understand she does have a white husband. And she does have a woman, a mother that identified as a white woman. Tell me, where in your family are you guys have anybody that identifies as a white woman who's literally Black or man? So it's a good thing that this, it's a good thing that this election is happening, but Kamala will not win. Trump is definitely going to win. And when he wins, a lot of you Nigerians, a lot of Africans who were Democrats will definitely flipped to be a Republican just off survival mode. And if you don't believe me, wait till the census of 2050 come out or 2060 come out, where they will see historically you guys were Democrats and then you guys flipped to being Republicans because this guy is in office. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Don't leave yet. Rudolph, do you want to say something to?
Yeah, Ms. Trump, I wanted to ask you just a few questions. The first one is, do you know the person called George Wallace and David Duke?
Who?
George Wallace and David Duke.
I'm aware of David Duke.
Okay. Oh, can you tell our viewers who David Duke was or is? Because he hasn't changed.
I'm sorry?
Can you tell the viewers who he is?
I think you should educate them because it's your question. It's not an interview, it's a dialogue.
Okay.
So if we're having dialogue, you need to explain that to your community.
All right.
Because I don't advocate and I would never bring up David Duke. Because if you guys understand, the Democrats flipped. Remember, in the Kennedy, I'm going to show you guys a book. Kennedy in the 60s. And if you don't understand, there's one thing you understand. When Black Americans got their civil rights in America in the 60s, you guys got yours literally like the next years and years later. Okay, so civil rights was in the 60s. Did you guys not notice that you guys also ironically got your you guys were liberated too in the 60s, like right after? Like it was a domino effect. You understand? So that's one thing. Also, the other thing is that the Democrats, they actually ran into the Republican Party. Donald Trump said something that was very important. He said, if I was running as president, I would run as a Republican. He was a Democrat, but he ran as a Republican.
Ms. Trump, let me tell you what we think, Africans, what we think, okay? This is what we think. When Nelson Mandela died, that was in 2013, Trump said this to his then lawyer, Michael Cohen. This is what Trump said. Mandela fucked the whole country up. Now it is a shithole. Fuck Mandela. He was no leader. That was what Trump said about Nelson Mandela in 2013. This is in the book written by Michael Cohen. That was enough for anybody out of Africa to know that Donald J. Trump does not care about Africans as human beings. Listen again, when he was president, you may not know this, he started what he called Abraham Accords, which is a way to set up some countries, Arab countries, to have relationship with Israel. And he went to Morocco. He didn't go himself. His people went to Morocco. And they told Morocco that they will let them control Western Sahara, okay, if they will normalize their relationship with Israel. This is Trump. When South Africa was interested in redistributing land so that Black people could have land in that country, in South Africa, you may not know this, Black people are 80-something% of the population. They only own 4% of the land. So when the government of South Africa decided that they should do something about that, you know what Trump did? Trump called his Secretary of State, Pompeo, and said to him that you have to go to South Africa and make sure you stop them. Trump was buying the ideology of white supremacists in South Africa and was trying to make the government of America to go to South Africa and stop them from redistributing land so that Black people in South Africa could have land. This is how we look at Trump. We know his antics. We know what he does, his relationship with Africa. And that's why he didn't come to Africa. For 4 years, he was president. He wouldn't come. He didn't care. But it matters to us if Trump is the president. Trump doesn't believe in climate change. I don't know if you believe in it or not. Trump doesn't believe in it. Do you know what it means? It means that African countries are not the ones who are burning up the universe. They're not the ones who are causing carbon emission. but they are suffering from it. And they are telling the industrialized world, like America, Britain, European countries, and China, to do something so that Africa will not continue to suffer over climate change. Trump doesn't care. Africa can as well go to hell. The desert could cover the whole of Africa. Trump doesn't care. So it's not to the benefit of Africa as a continent that Trump will be the president of the United States. But you don't want to take a question from me because I wanted to know, is your anger with Harris, is it because her mom is from India? Because I know that there were some African Americans who had issues with Obama because the mom was white. Is that the problem? I want to understand. Because if you look at the people who are supporting Trump, I mentioned George Wallace and David Duke.
Guys, there are some other people in the studio that I need to bring in. Thank you so much to both of you.
Let me just answer this, if you don't mind. Let me just say something final. It's not what, yeah, it's not what someone says that hurts you. Sticks and stones may break my bones, or words will never hurt me. It's what they do. It's their actions. Okay. So what I'm saying is that you should never go off of someone because of what they say. It's their actions. And lastly, what I want to point to is that there's this book, and you guys can find on Amazon. It's called A Nation of Empire by John F. Kennedy. Okay. And it's the original. It's from 1964 is the copyright. Okay. And if you go and you look in this book, it lists all these people in 1960, okay? It lists all these people. Irish, German, Scandinavians, and other immigrants. You understand? So what I'm saying to you, and here's the copyright for this book was 1992, but it was actually originally published in 1964, okay? And what I'm saying to you is that you guys, ironically, have to understand that this country is based off race. You guys were not you were not considered to last. What that means is that you guys have a whole continent. You shouldn't be worried about what a white man is saying. It's what he's doing. And from what we know is that he has not gone and he's not invaded. Our military is not invading. Whatever deals your government and your country people have with the British or with Americans is your own fault of your people. You have to understand Trump is not trying to destroy you guys. He can say whatever he wants to say. It's not what someone says. It's what they do. You can't follow a police report because someone says something. You follow off of what they do.
Ms. Trump, I'm going to read some of the comments of people based on what you have said. So this person named Peace is saying, stop allowing the media to lie to you. Trump is better. This person says, Ms. Trump, you are talking to educate people here. You are not talking to primary school children. Kima says, I've never heard so much garbage in a long time is what they're trying to say. Ayodeji says, Ms. Trump appears to claim that Kamala Harris is Indian and not American. This is dog whistle to segregate and polarize Americans along race and nationality lines. This is not healthy for a nation. This person says, thanks, Sister Trump. And then this person says, by your logic, Trump is loyal to white people. Her argument is all over the place. And then this person says, bring someone that can articulate policies. And this person says she's just here to promote division amongst Black people. Okay. These are just some of the comments. I'm trying to read both sides, both positive, both negative. But thank you so much, Ms. Trump, for your contribution. I really appreciate it. And thanks for joining and for watching. If you guys are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button as we're watching this. There's someone else in the studio named Kola, and then there's someone named Zach Peter. I'm hoping that this is a Trump supporter that will be voting in this election. And Nigerian American, please, is your Mr. Kola, can you please introduce yourself? Thank you so much, Ms. Trump. Kola, please turn on your video camera, introduce yourself. Kola, can you hear me? Okay. I don't know if Zach, can you hear me? Turn on your camera. introduce yourself. Zach. Okay, so neither of them could hear me. Okay, Rudolph, I see Peter is back, but Peter, please hold on. Peter is upset. Rudolph, you were talking about your candidate. Someone accused your candidate of killing babies. Your candidate is Kamala Harris. Is it true that your candidate is killing babies? Because why would I want to vote for someone that is killing babies? Or why are you voting for someone that is allegedly killing babies? Let's hear from you real quick.
The issue of abortion is not an issue that is being handled well by most people out there. People don't wake up and say we want to kill babies. People when it comes to abortion, I think we need to reframe the conversation. The first thing is this, that whatever happens should be left to women and their doctors to decide, not for the government to come in and be telling people what to do with their bodies. I find it that people who are conservative, who believe in less government, are the ones advocating that government should tell people what to do with their bodies. And these are the same people who will not take care of these babies we are born. What I mean by that is that these people are saying that whatever decision you make about your health, your well-being, you and your doctor, that they want to interfere in that. And when, let's say in most cases, one of the commonest, I don't support abortion, but it's left, I'm not going to insist that I'm going to tell people what to do about their body and the baby in their body. But if you want to, if you say that's what you want to do, and you are going to now say the government will be the one that will come and tell the doctor, this is what you must do in this situation, not about your medical practice, what you think is the best for your patient and what your patient wants. I draw the line there because it's not going to end there. These people are supporting death penalty. You want to kill other people for whatever infringement, whatever crime, and it's okay with you because you're a Christian. It's okay to kill somebody, but if people decide because of if the woman can die, they don't care. If somebody is raped and the person is pregnant, they don't care. You have to have the baby. The point is that we are hypocrites when it comes to the issues of abortion, especially men. They would sit down and project. You have to. People don't even know the history. Why people in America are fighting for abortion to be illegal. If I tell you what's going on, most people will be shocked.
Okay, your argument on abortion has been very weak so far. Just giving you updates. I am moderating, so I cannot really jump in on here. My work here is to ensure people don't fight.
I'm happy about that.
I'm already seeing Kola laughing at you at the back end, and I will still bring in more people to talk about this, but I thought I should read this comment real quick. This is from Revelation TV, whoever you are. You people have to understand Democrats give money to influencers to campaign for them, so don't let these people fool you. So I have no idea what they are insinuating, but if you are thinking that someone is paying me to organize this, I just thought I should set that record straight, that nobody is paying me to talk about this.
No, Adiola, you don't have to take it that way.
I'm not taking it that way, but I need them to know why we're doing this.
So what I think he's saying is that Republicans don't pay influencers. That's what he's trying to say. I don't know
whether both parties pay people. Both parties probably pay people, but nobody is paying me. Is what I'm saying. But there are hundreds of thousands of Nigerians that will be voting in this coming election, and there are, believe it or not, there are still some people who are still trying to decide who they are voting for. I met someone 2 weeks ago, and they said that ordinarily they don't want to vote for Trump, but during Trump's administration, they had more job offers. And so they're trying to decide whether or not they will vote for him on that. So there are still some Nigerians who are yet to decide who to vote for. So that's why we're having this conversation, just for us to dialogue. So let me ask you some direct questions, Rudolph. If someone had, if someone loses their pregnancy, they had what's it called, miscarriage,
yeah. You go
and
to jail.
they need to take out the baby. Under what would be different under Trump's administration or under Kamala's administration if they need to evacuate that baby out of the woman? Let's take some direct questions like that.
Oh, I think what the Democrats are looking for is to go back to Roe versus Wade, which protects abortion rights, which means that it's going to go back to where the doctors and the patient will decide what happens there. My issue is that it's not for the government to come and decide on what people should do about their bodies.
So will it be considered abortion if a woman should lose her pregnancy and she needs to evacuate?
In the current climate in some Republican states, yeah. The doctors are even afraid if it comes to issue that could be interpreted. What you call the miscarriage, but to some Republicans now is abortion. You are responsible for the baby leaving your body. So you have to answer questions.
Let me ask another serious question. If a woman is pregnant and she's facing complications and her life is online, and it comes to it's either we save you or we save the baby, under that kind of circumstance, if they need to save the woman, would that be considered abortion if they cannot save the baby? And would that be considered illegal?
You know what is happening now? On paper, when they sign the laws they have now, they say that in some cases, some states, in Republican states, they will say, oh, except with the exception of when the life of the mother is at stake. But this is what the doctors are saying now. If you listen to doctors in those places, that they are afraid that even in that situation, that nobody will believe them, that was the reason why they decided to save the mom's life. So the implications are there once you break that barrier where you want the government to now be involved in decisions that people are making with their doctors. And it's not going to end. Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Mr. Kola. Mr. Kola, are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Nigerian American? Can you weigh in on what we're talking about? Rudolph, I have people with questions in the comment section about this whole abortion issue. So we will still come back to that. Mr. Kola, please introduce yourself. Unmute. You need to unmute yourself.
So my name is Kola, and I think it's going to be my first time of ever making such a comment openly. I don't talk. Since I came to US, I focus on my university to teach, to do my professional work. I don't really. But when I look at this issue of this, I consider myself to be an independent. I'm going to vote in this election. I'm waiting for I'm not at home now. So once I saw on my app that I live in Washington State, so this stuff I've been sent to my house, I'm going to fill it, I'm going to put Harris there. That is just obvious. Why am I voting for her? Look at the policies. So anytime I look at Nigerian American saying they are going to vote for Trump, why? It's confusing. Why do you want to vote for a person that is openly racist, saying you are from shit old country? This man is saying, he said it openly, I prefer people from Europe to come to America. You said you want to vote for the same guy. I said, I don't understand. That means you are now in America. You don't want your other fellow Nigerians or Africans to America. You just want to live only in America. See, let's look at the policies. And I'm not talking about race now. Let's look at policies. In terms of policies, Biden and Harris administration, they did a very good job. This man called Trump damaged the economy in 2020. I mean, look at during the pandemic. If he has done a good job, put more effort to combat the pandemic, then we wouldn't be in that mess. As the Peter said last time, like when I watched the other guy, the guy is right. You can't, I'm an economist. You can't pump trillions of dollars into an economy without seeing the repercussion of inflation. They talk, the problem is Biden administration, the inflation. I was doing fine during the Trump. Who told you that? You are just talking without your data. I work with data. I work with this government sensitive data in my work. It is a lie. Trump was handed economy from Obama. It was trajectory. It was trajectory economy. Economy was moving up. It did nothing. The only thing that I think Trump did was to give task cut to his friends, to his buddies.
These mushrooms make you feel better. Like a lot better. These mushrooms help you focus while lowering stress, keeping you calm but sharp. They reduce bloat and protect your gut so you can digest better. Plus, they boost your immunity so you can stay.
The same Medicaid that is helping that woman, then the same woman say, "Oh no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want Iris." Trump said he's going to ban, stop all the food stamp, stop all the Medicaid. If you look at that woman, she will probably be on the Obamacare. So the good policies are being enacted by the Democrats, not Republicans. Let us be fact. If you're a Nigerian American and you hear, let's look at the policies. Biden took over the stuff from Trump. It was completely damaged. They pumped trillions of dollars into the economy to gear up the system. Then the whole thing is coming up now. It's we are still feeling the impact. Everything is about data driven. When they talk, the only thing that always annoyed me is about abortion. Look, abortion is an individual thing. I'm a Christian. I'm a very good Christian. I don't believe in abortion. But if anybody wants to do abortion, that's your own cup of tea. I don't care about that one. Stop using abortion as an excuse. You are replacing abortion with policies, in terms of economic policy. Trump have never said anything about policies. I've not even heard him say anything about policies. Every time, this is what I want to do. They ask him specific, it doesn't have anything. So I'm surprised when I see Nigerians say they want to.
Thank you so much. I'm going to read some of the comments for you about your contribution, just so you can see what's happening in the comment section. First of all, this person is referring to what you talked about, Rudolph, that in some states you have to wait with the dead baby for a few weeks before you can remove the baby, depending on how far along you are. Also, Mr. Kola, when you started talking, this person said, "Is Africa not a shithole, sir?" This person said, "This Kola guy isn't making sense." Someone said, "Kola is another confused African." And then this person said, "You probably don't have your papers." And then this person said, "Those supporters of Trump are being targeted at work, but no one targets anyone for supporting Harris." That is not true. Also, this person said that I'm not happy with Adela right now. How can I call in? You call in by clicking the link that I have been putting on the screen. If you are not happy with Adela, come on in and share your grievances and let us hear from you. And then this person said everybody's supposed to enter a country the right way. Now, I'm going to speak a little bit about that, because the first time that Trump was president, he also blocked legal immigration. So he's not just after illegal immigrants. Donald Trump, the first time he was president, this has nothing to do with whether or not I am Trump supporter or Harris supporter. The first time that Trump was president, there's something that was called the visa ban. 7 countries were affected. Nigeria was one of them. A lot of Nigerians were not allowed to enter the US legally. I'm not talking about illegally. I'm talking about legally. He also blocked some visas, like I think the EB1, EB2 visas. I also know that he stopped the MAVNI program, which allows legal immigrants in America, if they have been in America for up to 2 years, you can join the US Army you can get your citizenship that way. After you join the U.S. military, you will be an American citizen. The program is called and when Donald Trump became president, he put an end to that program. So Donald Trump, and I'm saying this because of Randy, who said that people are supposed to enter the country the right way. I absolutely agree with you. But when it comes to Donald Trump, it's not just after illegal immigration. When he was president, he stopped legal immigration as well. He stopped some legal means of you getting an American visa or migrating to America or becoming a citizen if you're already in America. He put an end, he put an hold to all those things. It was when Biden became president that they now reversed those things, and it affected a lot of people at the time. The whole visa ban thing, and Nigeria was on the list. His argument was that there were a lot of Muslims in Nigeria. So they said, oh, predominantly Muslim country. So Nigeria was on the list. So I'm only saying that for the person who is saying that, oh, people should be allowed to enter the country legally. You're right. But when it comes to Donald Trump, it's not just after legal immigration. Okay, Mr. Kola, thank you so much for joining us. Don't be discouraged by some of the comments. I appreciate you. I am grateful that you came on. So don't let anything get to you. We are all dialoguing. And Mr. Peter is at the back end and he's literally raising his hand. So real quick before I allow Peter to come back on, if anybody else would like to join this conversation, because we've been on for more than an hour. So I'm trying to wrap us up. I'm posting the link for you to join us in the studio one more time. Here is the link to join us in the studio. So I just posted that link one more time, and I'm putting it on the screen so that you can join us if you would like to partake in this conversation. Mr. Peter, before I let you in, Chim, hi, are you a Nigerian American? Are you voting in this election? Who are you voting for? And then I will let you in, Peter.
Okay, I'm not voting in the election. I live across the border. My vote is in the other place across the border. But
are you in Canada?
Yes, I am. But
Canadians are also highly vested in this election.
Oh yes. The world has made it such a way that the American election is critical to the rest of the world. We're not going to deny that. On January 20th, 2021, the first policy of this Biden-Harris administration affected the economy where I live. I know that for Nigerians, usually our biggest concerns is visa. But sometimes we get so selfish with our search for visa that we just sort of blinds us to the reality of the fact that outside of visa, people have lives to live. People have lives to live in an economy where they live. Economic policies will affect them and many of those other things. So when I'm listening to someone like Mr. Kola telling me that somebody who says people should come the right way, and I'm not here to support Trump banning Muslims or all those kinds of things. That's because sometimes the media takes things out of context. So let's leave that. My concern is this. Between somebody you have lived in their economy, you saw how it benefited your business, you saw how things moved, versus somebody who comes in and unilaterally with their policy creates a huge inflation. Who do you think people are going to be talking about more? Saying they wish the person comes back to office? Clearly the person because before you talk about visa, people must leave. If you're living in penury, if you're having to pay high taxes, if you're having to be in debt and all those kinds of things, are you going to be supporting the person who is bringing all those debt for you? No, of course not. So I was going to tackle Rudolph on a couple of things he said, but I'm going to leave him. He knows where we'll meet to discuss those issues later on. But I think personally, if we begin to look at even the abortion thing that you're talking about, now nobody is saying if a lady or woman has issues with pregnancy and the child needs to be taken off, that it shouldn't be done. I'm not against those sort of abortion. We're talking about clearly somebody has no medical issues, but chooses not to want to have the child, which is their choice, by the way. It's their choice. I have no problem with that. But the argument I hear that people should stay away from, the government should stay away from abortion, but the government is not staying away from transgender issues. The government is using its resources to fund people transitioning. The government is making policies insisting that you must, you recognize those kinds of things, forcing people in some instances and in some states like the state where Tim Walz comes from. You see the weight of government bureaucracy and policy pushing those agendas. But you're saying that the government should not get involved in abortion, that there's a lot of hypocrisy that gets being played, especially from the liberal Democrats a lot. If I was voting the American election, I would vote Trump, but I'm not voting. But let's even come down to media. I shared a video with Rudolph recently. Hopefully he has listened to it, where Kamala Harris says she wants to regulate social media. The same platform you and I are talking on now. We know what they've done with it. We know how they've influenced Facebook and co. And we can't deny these things. So when I hear this whole argument that the Republicans are the devil and the Democrats are the saints, sometimes I wonder, are people really, really being able to sit down and decipher issues? On both sides of the aisle, we have demons. On both sides of the aisle, we have reasonable people. But what I ask people to do all the time is be commonsensical enough to look at policies. There are times when clearly there will be a Democrat that will be a better candidate. Fine, vote that Democrat. But in this particular election, Kamala Harris has absolutely nothing to offer. I've listened to her over and over and over. I've tried to give her all the benefit of doubt. Can we deny the fact that this woman at some point in a video that is circulated came out and said she was Indian? She didn't make any reference to her African roots or her black roots. But it's convenient now because she wants votes, then she suddenly is a black person. This is hypocrisy. Clear hypocrisy. And when people point it out to start playing identity politics, the people playing identity politics, as far as I know, are the Democrats. When I was far away in Nigeria, I was a Democrat in my thinking. But when I came closer to North America, I began to realize that, listen, things are not always the way the media project issues to be. So I think for me personally, while I'm not voting, but when it comes to issues of economy and policy, I would rather a Trump than a Harris. Harris has nothing. She has clearly nothing to offer. I'm sorry to say it. She's a late candidate. The Democrats are desperate. They had all the time to have told Joe Biden before the campaign started to say, we want to have a convention and pick an alternative. They didn't do that. This is for me like a power grab. This is like literally what we have happening back home in the same Africa that we're fighting. A candidate just comes from nowhere, has absolutely nothing to offer, playing identity politics, playing politics of male and female, and that's what you want me to vote for that person. Clearly not. Clearly not.
Thank you, Tim. All right. We don't know where the host is, so let me take over. I think I used to do this.
What do you mean you don't know where? You need to respond to everything he said now.
So
when you're not responding, I will.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
I'm right here. I just want you to respond.
Okay. Let me say this. So most people have not read Project 2025. I haven't read all of it, but I've read the parts that concerns Africa. And they have wonderful plans. Some of them will be of interest to people like Chim, who are supporting Trump. One of the things they figured out, these people who wrote that book, is that Trump will downgrade emphasis, US emphasis on human rights, gay rights, and women reproductive health. These are not a surprise to anybody, but that's one of the things they wrote in that book. They figured out that Africans are not receptive to these ideas of gay rights, human rights, and women reproductive health. So they have studied the Africans. They know what people like Chim, how they think, how they run into, once they give them culture issues, they wrap themselves around that. They miss the big issue, because the main issue for Trump, this is one thing, is he wants to be out of prison. That's why he's still running, because obviously he's lacking of energy and he has no ideas other than complain about bitterness and fear. So the other reason why he's running is that he wants to renew the tax cuts that he approved, that put the country into deficit, trillions, and it's going to expire. He wants to be president, and the business world in America, the rich people in America, they want him to renew that, to keep it going. It's beneficial to them. They know that if Harris becomes the president, that will not be renewed. So for poor people, I know that Chile is not one of us. For poor people who know that we need this money from rich people to be able to take care of basic things that we need to take care of, we want it to expire. But Trump and his rich people, they don't want it to expire. So they support him. But for poor people, they throw out to us cultural issues that people are now transitioning. Transgender, you send your kids to school and they come back as a female when they went as a male.
Rudolph, can I respond so that you don't go too far?
Before you respond, because there are other people in the studio that I need to let it. Rudolph, are you saying your children did not come back as your
not yet? Not yet.
Ask him.
You raised two children in this America. Did they not come back as
but also they're in Catholic school, so I don't think the priest will let them do that in Catholic school. So I don't know.
So anyway, the reason I want to say before I leave, before I leave, sorry, before I leave, if you don't mind, please. So Project 2025.
Yes.
Is it an individual document? Is it an official Republican Party document? Is it a document authored and sponsored by Trump?
Okay, we'll talk about Project 2025 because I was going to bring it to Rudolph's attention that some people are commenting that it's fake. Trump has said that he has no hands in it. But Mr. Chim, real quick, what you talked about with Kamala saying that she wants to regulate social media. I don't know, have you ever read the whole story or watched the whole video? Because it was from an interview she did in 2019 where she was saying that Trump's Twitter page needed to be regulated because he kept tweeting things that could cause problem. And so that was what she was talking about. And then she mentioned in the interview that social media platforms need to understand that they are speaking to millions of people, especially with Trump, the way he was tweeting that he was speaking to millions of people and it's not regulated, that this top. So it's not as if Kamala said that she wants to regulate.
Are you her spokesperson?
I'm not. I had to set record straight for people that will be listening that may not know about this. I would just say read the whole story or watch the whole interview so that you won't be confused. So I mean, they are all using social media to campaign. So it's not like the issue in Nigeria with former minister, I forgot his name now, that was trying to regulate social media. But real quick, Rudolph, some people are saying, oh, Project 2025 is fake. Someone says it's a fake document. Trump said he has no hand in it. What do you have to say to people who say these things?
Oh, they're right. Trump said he had no hands in it. But that doesn't mean that Trump has no hands in it. What that means is that the people who wrote that document, were people who work with Trump, most of them. And these are the people that Trump is going to bring back when he wins. Let me give an example. These are not difficult things. I don't know why we are wasting time debating this. You know that Trump had 44 secretaries, like ministers, people who work with him, including chiefs of army, chief of this, chief of staff. They all said, out of 44, 40 said, this man should not be president. This man is dangerous. This man should not get anywhere near the White House. Again, his vice president said he will not vote for Trump. All the elected, look at this, this is amazing. Do you know that there are people who were former vice presidents of America who are still alive?
Like Dick Cheney.
Who are Republicans. These are
like
people elected.
Dick
Cheney, yeah, it's a good example. Dick Cheney.
So Dick Cheney is now a saint today.
No, it doesn't matter. No, we're
probably it doesn't matter.
This has not happened before in American politics.
Okay, I have to let in other people. So you guys are about to start fighting. Peter, you have one more thing to say. 1 minute, Peter, because don't be upset.
I won't be upset. Well, I want to apologize for I want to apologize for my earlier rant.
Thank you so much.
Now I'd like to focus on policy. If you want to talk about anything that has to do with Democrats or Republican policy, I think I'm well versed in. I'm an economist.
Okay.
So let me make this clear. Before you understand Trump, there are 4 individuals I want you to look up, right? There are 4 people I need you to learn about. You learn about who they call Roy Cohn, Roycohn. You learn about Joseph McCarthy, right? You learn about Barry Goldwater. Then you go and look up Strom Thurmond. These people are the people that lay the foundation for the type of politics Trump is playing today. This guy does not exist in a vacuum. Trump did not stand up one day. Listen, Trump is using a tried and tested politicking system, right? This is something that Russians have perfected. You see this disinformation thing. Russians understand it more than anybody. And he has been, I will swear on my grandparents' grave that Trump has a Russian handler. They coach him real well. So what's the idea here? Deny, deflect, never take responsibility for anything. They know that you lie, and lie. They know that we have a very short attention span. You understand? People, if anybody would have told me that a guy who tried something Trump did in January 6 will still have even a 10% shot at presidency, I will not believe it. Okay, so here are the main points I'm making, right? First of all, you talked about Kamala being Indian. I want you to know that Kamala attended a HBCU, right? She has always been a member of their sorority and has never denied. She's not doing it as a politicking thing.
Can you tell them what that school?
She attended a HBCU is a historically Black college or university. She could have gone to any school, but she chose a HBCU, and she's an active member of their sorority. Okay, that's first. Okay, let's talk about Trump as managing the economy. Let me tell you what happened. Trump comes in, and what was the first thing he passed within the first 2 years of his presidency? It was the tax cut. After promising everything about the border, that was the first thing they pushed for, the tax cut. Now, you are talking about a US economy that had a relatively lower corporate tax compared to other European countries. Yet he went for the tax cut first. What happened? Within 8 years of Donald Trump, Trump added $8.4 trillion to the US debt. That is the 3rd highest rate of debt accumulation in America's over 200 years history. That is the 3rd highest rate, 8.4 trillion. Now, before COVID, before you tell me COVID, before COVID, it was 6-point-something trillion. What happened? Because after cutting all that tax, the way the tax was structured, that 83% of that money went to rich people. 83%, it was not like a progressive tax thing. 83% of the money went to the billionaires. I am not making it up. Let's leave our sentiments aside. Okay? It's that simple. This guy is wrecked. The 2 other presidents in US history that accumulated more budget deficit than Trump. Listen to their names. Abraham Lincoln and George Bush. Why would the 2 of their names come first? Because they were wartime presidents. It was the US Civil War during Abraham Lincoln and the Iraq and the Afghanistan War. So you could see there was a reason for a budget spike under those 2 presidents. So what was the justification under Trump? Because Obama had already stabilized budget deficits. Go and look at it. By the time Obama came in, Obama had already succeeded in dropping budget deficits after everything that happened after George Bush and the 2008 financial crisis. So the economy was relatively stable under Obama before he handed it to Trump. So within 3 years before COVID, you add $6.4 trillion. He knows that people are so animated that when you talk about culture issues. So everybody look at what Trump does. Forget what he says. This guy is a showman. You are looking at a guy that has been manipulating the media for over 40 years. Do you actually know how Trump was first listed as one of the richest people in New York? Go and look it up. Forbes themselves confirmed that Trump called them and feigned to be Trump's accountant and pretended to be Trump's accountant, and listed all manner of assets he had for them to list him as one of the richest people in New York. I'm not making it up. This is a guy that has been playing the media for decades. He understands people's emotions. He knows what he's doing. Let's talk about cultural issues, okay? Republican Party is not a pro-life party. The report. Let's get something. Listen, I am Igbo. I am a Catholic, and Catholic to the core. In my own village, I doubt if there is even another church in my village that is not Catholic church. Do you know what they call Catholic to the core? In my family, you cannot even marry a non-Catholic. My people will not even agree. Okay? The Republican Party is not a pro-life party. The Republican Party is an anti-abortion party. Do you know that as I'm talking to you, Obamacare that was signed since 2010 or so, 2010 that the Obama brought, what was Obamacare supposed to do? To expand access to healthcare for poor families. Was it not Democrats that brought it? Today, Obamacare is responsible for healthcare for about 20 million people that would not have had access to healthcare if not for Obama. That was brought by Democrats. And as I'm talking to you, Texas, that is the headquarters of Republicans, refused to accept Obamacare. It was only recently that some of these red states that keep shouting the name of Jesus all over the place started accepting. And the funny thing, that Obamacare is covered 90% by the federal government. By the federal government. Okay, just to narrow it down, okay? Hospitals, when you talk about this same pro-life talk, go and look it up. Many rural areas in red states are closing down their rural hospitals because of budget cuts. But most rural, go and look at it, the record of shutdown of rural hospitals are in America are predominantly in red states shouting the name of Jesus. You have to travel for miles, hours just to go to the hospital. In red state, the people shouting the name of Jesus. Okay, Republicans are the ones who ended the Clean Water Act. Clean Water Act, the same people shouting the name of Jesus. Clean Water Act that Obama brought in, that was supposed to protect that every company that produces any kind of waste should make sure they don't empty their waste into the waterways. Do you know that the percentage of PFAS, that's this thing they call forever chemicals, that are in the bloodstream of many people living in this country? What have these people not done? If you're talking about too much money in politics, Republicans are the ones that ended that brought Citizens United, that said that corporations are human beings. That is why America's political system now is drowned. Can you imagine this woman raising $1 billion in 3 months? It is the handwork of Republicans. Now,
thank you so much. Take a deep breath.
Finally.
Take a deep breath. Okay,
Finally,
one more. Finally.
If you're talking about Trump, I'm sure you people are aware that a few months ago that the Supreme Court ruled that the president of America cannot be held liable for the decisions he takes as a president. That means now, as it is now, a US president can practically use the army or any military unit and go and hound his opposition and say he was doing it as his official act as president. And the Constitution now gives him that power. A man that has been displaying authoritarian tendency every day. That is what you are going to get. Please, let us leave our emotions aside. My fellow Black people, Republicans don't have any regard for you. Go and look at what happens to all the Black people who have ever been in the Republican Party. At the end of the day, use them like Scott, the one in South Korea, and they throw you aside. You mean nothing to them. Harris is not a saint. I want you people the fact that we're supporting Democrats does not mean we wholly agree with everything Democrats are doing. I will never accept, you see this trans thing. God in heaven is my witness. I will never accept it. But the point is, which one is the lesser devil? That is what we are talking about here. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter. Really, really appreciate your inputs. Let me read some of the comments that came in as you were talking. I was trying to stop you, but I started seeing comments like, let Peter continue. Anyways, this person says, Peter is making so much sense. Facts over fear. This person says, this guy is a liar, a fake news CNN propagandist. And then when you talked about Trump making a fake call to Forbes, this person says the video is on YouTube where he faked the call to Forbes. Keep in mind that Trump has denied it, but the video is online. You can watch it. And then when you talked about tax cuts, this person says tax cuts corrects the economy. This guy is talking about money used to fight COVID. Peter, you got COVID-19 money? And then they said over 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the US, along with thousands of other criminals. Wow, I wish they would tell us where they found this information, or is it based off of that Trump said it? So you need to always put evidence. You can't just go by that Trump said something. Anyways, thank you so much, Peter, for giving us all those facts. You do not need to be upset, my brother, about this election, because the way you were talking, it's like you are upset with a lot of people. So I'm going to read just one more comment, and then I will take in another person. This person, Kerry Smith, says Project 2025 was created by Democrats. They want to blame their upcoming agenda on Trump. Once again, when you make claims like this, you need to support it with evidence. Do you have the evidence that this was created by Democrats? Please always have your proof when you make comments like this. And then I thought I would read this from Latif. I almost believe what Mr. Chin said about regulating social media until Adela clarified it. And I only said that I'm only reading that comment just so I can encourage people. Please make sure that you read the whole story before you make comments. So Peter, one more thing. Do you want to say anything about all these comments before I let in another person? The comments about what you had said.
Yeah, so lastly, there's a key thing that we're going to miss here. It's about this immigration thing. Somebody talked about the 13,000 mothers. Ladies and gentlemen, did you actually watch Kamala Harris's interview on Fox the other day when they asked her about what they are doing about this immigration thing? What was the first thing Harris said? Ladies and gentlemen, the first bill that that Biden and Harris presented to Congress, the first bill they presented to Congress when they got elected was an immigration bill that would have helped deal with all these things we're talking about. Okay, Republicans blocked it. They rejected the bill. Republicans are not interested in fixing this immigration issue. It's the same thing that happened in 2013 under Obama. They reject it. Okay, the last one that happened, the senator from Oklahoma, I've forgotten that his name. This is like one of the hardest right-wing Republicans that wrote that bill to he even confessed that he did not even believe that Democrats would accept such a hardline immigration bill, because it was practically everything Republicans have been asking for. That bill would have allowed the president to appoint like so many immigration judges. Like right now, if you come into the US, it is not enough to shut down the border. It's a shut down the border. What happened to all the backlog of millions of immigrants who already? How would you deal with it? There is a shortage of immigration judges. That bill would have provided money to appoint so many immigration judges so that you will have only maximum of 6 months to stay in the US and your case would have been adjudicated and you go. That bill would have allowed them to have use technology at the border to deal with things like all these drugs they are bringing in. Even bringing in more border patrol officials. The bill would have done so much. In case he even specified the number of people that can only come in a day before they shut down the border. But the Republicans agreed. Then Trump called, the same Trump that is shouting about immigration, called the Republicans on the phone and told them to shut it down.
I want to ask you one quick question before you go. You made a statement that Republicans are anti-abortion, not
pro-life.
They are anti-abortion, they are not pro-life. What do you mean by that?
So the difference is, when you say pro-life, life is like an umbrella. It's a huge umbrella thing, right? Abortion, giving birth to a child is not the end. When you talk about life, you talk like life in whole, in its fullness, from birth till death. That's the truth. All this they keep saying Democrats are anti-abortion. I am a Catholic, like I said. There is no state in America that allows you to do terminate late abortion. Funny enough, Pete Buttigieg went to Fox and they brought it up. What is the statistics? That the percentage of late-term abortion terminations in America is only 1%. Only 1%. And what happened? That those people are mostly women who have been diagnosed with terminal conditions. Okay, illnesses or something that would actually impact the life of the mother. And you're a woman. What type of human being do you think will carry a baby and suffer after 7 months of? I used to see what my wife goes through here when she's pregnant. After suffering for 6-7 months of being pregnant, and the 8th month, you now decide, oh, after carrying this, I now want to terminate. It's not. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the key thing is Republicans are only concerned about abortion, not life in its wholeness. Okay, look at it. Closure of hospitals in America. The state in America that has the highest rate of maternal mortality are red states. Go and look at it. I am not making it up. Let's leave sentiments aside.
Okay,
the highest rates of maternal mortality in America are all run by Republicans.
So I'm going to let Chim speak, but for those who may not understand, the reason I asked Peter that question is I know the difference. So if you hear people say that some Republicans are anti-abortion, but they are not pro-life, what people are saying is that it's not just about the unborn baby, that it's about life from birth till the grave. Immigrants are also human beings. People that cannot afford insurance, they're also human beings. It's not just about the unborn baby, that you should advocate for the unborn child, but you should also advocate for the child that has been born. And then when you advocate for a child to be born, you should also advocate for them to be taken care of, not just for them to be born. So that doesn't mean that you support abortion, but it means that you want to ensure that life is sacred from birth till the grave. So Chim wanted to dispute some of the things that you said, and Paul has been waiting patiently. So we will let him talk, but Chim, real quick, you want to debate some of the things that Peter said.
Yeah, not necessarily debating him, but I just want to call out, you see, I don't want us, we've come here to have a conversation, to educate each other. You know, he said a few things that he has broken himself, talked about emotions, let's not be emotional. Peter has been on an emotional rant all through. It's just been an emotional rant. You can dispute people without necessarily wearing your emotions. Now, he said something about the fact that Harris has, you know, when she was asked at the Fox interview, which she literally came late. I mean, nobody mentions that. Everybody is so particular about, oh, she came late. She wanted to talk over the interviewer. They want to answer questions like she typically wouldn't do. But let me even mention one thing. He talked about the fact that there was an immigration bill sponsored by the Biden-Harris administration that Republicans killed. Please, let's be educated. If you're sponsoring a bill on immigration, why do you have inside the same bill that you have told the entire world? Because you see, the public does not see what the senators and members of the House see. The public only sees what the media tells them about the bill. This bill was termed or named or christened or whatever nomenclature, an immigration bill. But inside the bill, you have funding for Ukraine. Inside the bill, you have funding for Israel. Inside the bill, you have funding for all sorts of things. And then you want responsible senators and members of the House of Representatives to vote on that kind of bill. You're being disingenuous. So sometimes when we come here and we're trying to talk about, I have no agenda. First and foremost, I'm not even going to vote. But the truth about the matter is that I sit down, it's like somebody who plays chess, sitting out of the chess board and seeing the moves people are making and saying, this is the move this person should be making. Many of you, because you're going to vote, of course it's clear there are interests you want to support and back. That's perfectly okay. Don't deny it. You want this, and predominantly for those of us who are blacks and Africans and Nigerians, it's a visa thing. I don't have a problem with it. That is what's of ultimate interest to you. But when you come to make, present issues, don't try to color it, and then you say the next person is coloring his own. Those bills that the Republicans did not support, many of those bills had other things inside those bills that was not the original intention they were making the public to believe. And then you want people not to vote against it. You're being ingenious. I'm not here to.
Do you mind responding to that real quick?
I'm not here to debate Peter. I'm here.
No, it's not a debate.
or anything.
I just
So,
want him to
yeah.
respond. And when you respond, I don't want him to say you are emotional. So just be calm, cool, collected. Please say something to what you think.
Okay. Sincerely, I am grateful that I get this chance to have this conversation. I did not mean to get this animated. I just feel like a bit disappointed. I'm sorry if I come across as being agitated or animated in any way. You said very key thing. Number one, when the first bill they introduced was in 2020, please, the Ukraine war had not started then. So you cannot say anything about adding Ukraine thing inside. Number two, the last one that Republicans turned down, Trump ended a few months ago, that he's shouting immigration every day. It was written by James Langford, a Republican. It was not Democrats that wrote it. Let's be clear. It was not Democrats that wrote it. It was a 100% Republican bill that already got the 60 votes needed to pass it. Let's be clear. It was already in the bag. They were already celebrating until Trump made the call. Okay? I promise you something. I am not, you can never agree 100% with what a party is doing. I am not 100% on board with what the Democrats are pushing, but overall, I believe that they have a better agenda for the country and the world itself. We've had 4 years of global relative peace in America. Biden has not been insulting anybody or
I don't want us to spend 2 hours.
He has been respecting himself as president. We've had 4 years of normalcy, 4 years of no drama. Please, no drama, no shoving anybody or calling anybody ridiculous name, insulting people. How can you have children? You have children that you worry about being bullied, and you are supporting somebody like Trump. Every day he opens his mouth, he's abusing people, he's cursing people. What message are we passing?
Okay, I'm sorry for laughing. It was just when he said that we've had 4 years of normalcy. I am. People in America, they know what he meant by that, because when Trump was president, every day you wake up and you're like, what has he tweeted today? What is happening today? So we were living on edge, whether you're a Trump supporter or not. Every day you're like, what is the drama for today? So I think so. I know what Peter is talking about. It doesn't mean that you don't support Trump. Even Trump supporters, every day they wake up, they're like, what has he tweeted today? The first thing you do is go and check his Twitter page. So, Mr. Paul, thank you for your patience. Please, real quick, we want to hear from you. And I'm going to say that those of you that have spoken, you should voluntarily remove yourself. I still have Ike, Nasan, Antonio, I have Kene, and then I have someone that named himself Anti-Trump. And I have Mama Echo. All of them waiting to talk. And honestly, we only have less than 20 minutes left. So please, let's make it straight to the point, and I will start removing you if you have spoken. The only person I'm not removing is the guest today, which is Rudolph Okonkwo. So that's why I'm not removing him. But Peter, thank you for your time. It was
thank
nice.
You so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chim, all the way from Canada. Don't worry, we'll come and talk about your own election too in Canada. All right, Mr. Paul, please, you have the floor.
Yeah. Adiola, thank you. You just punished me here for so long that my head is boiling and every other thing. But what will I do? Maybe because there's one Peter there, so you just put us together, Paul and Peter, Ejime. So if Peter talk is as good as Paul has already spoken. First of all, how Trump lied to the tune of I even lie in the first thing. Even that Trump tower that we all know in New York, that building, many people don't know that Trump actually rented that building and lied that he owns the building.
So when you say something, you need to put, do you have the evidence, something people can read so that...
Adiola, I want to believe you are on the screen right now. Just check it out, that Trump tower, Trump owns the building.
People go and Google whether or not Trump owns it, because when you make a claim here, you should please support it so that people know whether or not you are saying the truth.
Thank God for Google these days, and nearly every one of us, nobody use 3310. So at least people can still use their small smartphone and check some of those things. So this is how far Trump has gone. When Trump tells lies, like Peter said, he stands tall with his lie, and because he keeps saying it over and over and over, and people just tend to believe Trump. But you know how bad Trump can be. But is it not funny that Trump and Kamala Harris, even with January 6th, with the pandemic, look at the numbers of people who died during COVID, over 480,000 people died during COVID because of the way Trump mishandled the pandemic and the likes. Is it not funny that Trump can stand tall with anybody, you understand, in this election? You know why? Because even though Democrats themselves, they failed us. They tell us all we want to hear. For example, look, like one of my friends will say, Democrats First World War, Second World War, Vietnam War. They do all those things, you understand? They promise a lot, but they never give what they promise. Popular thing that they promise to do, they will not do it. Then they try to blame somebody and the likes. You know, this promise here, they promise other states. Remember, they promised leave. They didn't do it. Did they push the bill? You understand? They even say, let us even gag somebody like Joan Manchin. Let us gag somebody like Kirsten Sinema from Arizona. You understand? No, they didn't do anything. You understand? Because they themselves, in turn, they didn't do anything. Like I would say, number one highest voting bloc in Democrats is women, African American women. Number two voting bloc in Democrats is African American men. You promise a lot, you didn't give them anything. You understand? They felt disappointed and they see it from their own, because when you give the so-called black women so much power and you didn't do anything to men, these women also use men, their own men, like a filthy rag. These are the things that's also pushing the black men want to go for Trump and every other thing. So when you look at it from both sides, you just discover that they're both playing with us. But I like the American system very well. If you make mistakes, the system going to punish you. Do we want to talk about Islam or do we want to talk about Arab? The 7 swing states in this election that will determine who will be the president today is, let me just make mention of 2, Michigan and the state of Arizona, where I am. You understand? We have tons of Sudanese. There is a border called Tucson, which Obama just left yesterday. You understand? Tucson, because it's border, so the Mexicans don't want to stay around there because of high-speed bugging there. So they brought over 5,000 Sudanese there. Sudanese are the one that is doing all those jobs in Tucson and everything. Guess what? The war is going on there. Did they care? They don't even care. It just even look like Sudan. There's nothing going on there. Those Muslim people are mad. Michigan, the Arabs, the way they are managing those Arabs, did they really care? All they do, they try to gag people like Republican will do. So as we have red MAGA, we also have blue MAGA. They try to gag people. Oh, if you don't vote for Democrats, you know what Trump going to do to you. Guess what? These people have seen Trump for 4 years. They know Trump know how to talk the talk. But certain things that he say, he doesn't do. Or he may not even achieve it because America is well structured. America has system in place. So you might say so many things, but you may not have the power to achieve some of them, except Trump will get 60 Republicans in the House. If you don't have that 60, you can't really achieve anything that you want to say. So from that angle again, threatening the Democrats, try to threaten that, oh, Trump going to do. The last time I checked, 42,000 Palestinians, as the case may be, is there today. What is Democrats doing? You keep funding these people, you give them extra package and everything. You give them extra 26 billion, apart from the almost 4 billion that you give them every year. You give them all this money and people are dying and you can't do nothing. You understand? And knowing fully well, this same Democrat, knowing fully well that Benjamin Netanyahu in this election is supporting Trump more than even though the so-called Democrat that is giving him all this funding and the likes. You understand? Second country that take the highest donor is also Egypt. How do you also try to even lobby Egypt to even help some of these Palestinians? You understand? People are sick and everything. You don't even do anything. You just even control Egypt. Mind your business. Take your money, or you don't want no money. People don't know all those things. You understand? So Adiola, when you look all these things, it just gets me tired. So at the end of the day, it is just between the devil and the deep blue sea. There is no happy end. America is in their lowest level like Nigeria today. I just get that these two people, they are learning Nigerian politics and they are bringing it to America.
Okay.
They failed every one of us.
Let me read some of the comments. Let me read some of the comments on what you've been saying real quick before I bring in Mr. Ike Nasser Antonio. This person says Trump does what he says. And then this person says vote for Trump. And then this person says, sorry, don't let MAGA keep you dumb. Harry's walls keeps you smart. And then, of course, this person says, Trump literally said he could shoot someone and kill, and he would get away with it. This person said Trump's lawyers picked the jury that convicted him of 34 counts of crime. And then I think this is the same person that I just picked. Democrats are by no means perfect, truly. I agree. Whatever happened to Medicare for all, debt and elimination, minimum wage increase, the Palestinian genocide, and so on and so forth. So they are just buttressing on some of the things that you said and telling you that both parties are not perfect, but that they prefer the Democratic Party. I think that's
then Adiola, talking about my Christians, because people talk about Christians the way Christians talk about this election. From one side of it, you understand, there is no 100% to anything. Some of the reasons, my wife is a heavy born again Christian, those kind of fire, and every other thing. When I told her that I am not voting for Democrats, she felt so bad and every other thing. But I made her understand. I said, what kind of Christians are you? These Jewish people are also killing Christians and Muslims in Israel. Let me give you your best gift ever. Let me pay for you for your birthday, your vacation, and say you want to go to Jerusalem as at this time. Go and see where Christ is even born. And go and see the Christians, how they are living there. Even though the Jewish people today, if I want to be anti-Semitic or whatever people want to call me, yeah, we're in the US, how many of them is our friend? They know, they keep to themselves, and it's okay. You understand? So when you see some of the Christians also support certain things, it just gets me tired. Some of the Christians also support these things just because of, they kind of understand that maybe Trump don't really like war, maybe it will end. You understand? So Christians is also suffering, like good percentage of Muslims is suffering again when it comes to that war. It pains me, it beats my heart. I'm telling you, this is my own thing. I'm voting. This is my own. I already have mine.
You are paying with all the issues going on. Real quick.
So I think then one last one, please. When it comes to immigration, I live in a border state. You understand? So I understand these things very well, that when it comes to immigration, Democrats will use immigration to win election if they lose this election next time. And Republicans also will use it to win election if they lose if they lose their next time. They are not ready to fix it. America have all the technology. They have everything to put a stop. 2006, yeah, Bush said it. If you're an illegal immigrant, it's a felony. They threaten everything. But when everybody left Texas, they fold their eye, they close their eye one side, and they start bringing them back. They say, oh, they will walk, they will go back home. You understand? Just imagine if you kick all the immigrants in Texas.
So you are saying
Texas
that America is intentionally not fixing the issue.
They are using it to win election, Republican and Democrat. If they both ready to play that bipartisan, they will stop it. America is good when it comes to technology and the likes. So when you look it very well, they are losing it.
Dr. Damages, do you need to leave? I'm getting signs. We have like 7 more minutes. Do you need to leave?
No.
I still want you to close. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul, by the way. And in regards to your madam, the Jim born again Christian, tell her she's not the only Jim Christian that will be voting for Kamala, that she's not alone, you know. Mr. Ikena, San Antonio, please, let's hear from you. Thanks for joining us.
Adiola, thank you for giving me opportunity to join your platform. And Dr. Jacqueline Damages, you know who I am. Thank you for today. First of all, I try to understand when people talk about economy under Trump. I came to America 1 year, about 1 month when Clinton was inaugurated. Clinton fixed the economy that George Bush messed up. George Bush Sr. fixed it. In 2000, they did another election. George Bush Jr. came in. America was about $500 billion deficit after Clinton had fixed it. And in Clinton time, they made so much millionaires. Then George Bush did one thing. He gave tax cuts to his friends. By the time Obama came in to become president of the United States, everything had crashed again. The economy fall apart again. Then Obama spent time fixing it. When Obama became president, fixed it. The house bubbling happened, which affected me. And one of the people that house bubbling affected very well. Then when Obama fixed the economy, guess what? Trump came in, and what did he do again? He did tax cuts to his friends. And by 2000, the economy crashed again. And not only that the economy crashed again, the worst thing that happened was COVID. I'm in healthcare. I've been practicing in healthcare for 12 years. I have people that have defiled debt. They die because of bad advice. When we talk about Obamacare, the greatest invention America did, and that is the reason why it cannot fall down. Guess what? Do you know who benefit from Obamacare? The MAGA benefit from Obamacare. And that is the reason why Obamacare will not go away. You know why? If I have a small business, who owns the small business? The MAGAs, the little businesses. How do they get insurance? When I have a small business in this country, I couldn't get insurance. I was paying $1,000 every month. But my wife was pregnant, barely came to this country, was pregnant. Do you know how much my deductible was? $100,000. Before they can take care of my wife, I have to pay $100,000. And I have to remove that insurance. I couldn't get Medicaid. Up to today, during the time I was struggling, I couldn't get Medicaid because of how things work. So that is in the economy. During the time Trump was president, my portfolio was making 3 to 4%. Since 2000 to today, my portfolio is getting me between 15 to 17% during this time. So when people said that the economy was good,
did you mean
during
2020?
Trump,
You said since 2000. You mean since 2020?
Since 2021 till the present time, my portfolio is averaging between 10 to 15%. That is what is happening when people don't understand the economic, because somebody said during my time the economy was good. The economy was not good. The economy was not good. If you are in the business of economy, you will realize that people lost money. I'm in a company where they say give credit to the riches, they will create jobs. Guess what? They give the tax cuts to the riches. You know what they did? They cut jobs and make more money. They did cut jobs. I am managing a department where they gave me 1 person and 1.5 person to manage that department, that particular area. They cut it all out. When they give the tax credit, guess what? The company slash 1.5 to half and consolidate it and give them slight money. Now, on the abortion part, I'm a Christian. I'm a born Catholic. I will remain Catholic till I die. But guess what? The people that talk abortion, they still do abortion every day. Those people that are talking about abortion, they still do abortion every day. Me, I believe if you're a woman, you have right to do. Huh?
What do
so
you
you're
mean?
telling me that you're telling me that evangelicals don't do abortion? Evangelicals do abortion every day. They are doing abortion every day.
So is that an assumption or something that you can prove?
I'm in the industry. I'm inside the industry. I understand how these things work.
Are you in the medical field?
Yes, ma'am. The first time somebody called me a nigger.
Come to you for abortion?
Don't worry about how it works. The first time somebody called me a nigger in this country, in my field, was an evangelical. Called me a nigger. And I told him, guess what? I'm not a nigger and I will never be one. So all these things is manipulation. All these things they use it to get people scared. You tell me that this person 9 months, then abort the baby or kill the baby at the time they were born. It's emotional blackmailing. It is emotional blackmailing. Trump is a racist, and he will not be, as a Nigerian American, as Igbo man American. Listen, Trump does not do anything for you. Democrats cannot give you everything you want, but economically, they are doing better. They created more job. They created more job. They created the best economy. So far, I have seen 4 presidents. The 4 of them, the Democrats have done better than them. Abiola, thank you for giving me opportunity to talk.
Thank you so much. So Mr. Paul, I need to let you go because I see someone here wearing the Make America Great hat. He's definitely a Trump person. I'm pretty sure he's ready to tackle Mr. Ikena San Antonio.
People plus me too. Independent. Now we suffer pass. People plus me independent. Now we suffer pass. Nobody ever like us.
I'm going to. So are you voting independent, Mr. Paul, right?
Oh, I don't know whether it's legal for me to show my destiny. I vote independent. I vote for Joe Stein, Dr. Joe Stein. Because in my state, Cornel West is not there. So I have to vote for Dr. Joe Stein.
Okay. So real quick, Kenneth, I hope I pronounce your name right. Thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you.
This your hat says that you are a Trump supporter. Make America great again. So he's wearing it with pride. I've been looking for you the whole day. Somebody that is proud of supporting Trump and that can tackle Dr. Damages. Dr. Damages is a sinner. He's not voting for Trump. Can you imagine? So thank you for joining us, Kenny.
Yeah, this is my first time on your show.
Yeah.
And
tell us why you support Trump. Are you voting in this election, and why are you voting?
Of course I'll be voting. And my reason for voting for Trump is not far-fetched. You know, when I got to this country, I was in the loop of Obama. If you come on my Facebook page, then it was all about Obama because I was misinformed. But I thank God the day I was salvaged from a group of fraudulent misrepresentation of doctrines. And this is where our African brothers and sisters belong to. And I pray for them to receive salvation as well.
Man.
And my reasons for doing this is because I later understand that Trump is no different from our Nigerian politicians. They tell you what you want to hear just for them to get votes. And at the end of the day, you have nothing in return. All he does then was to come up on social media or TV and begin to barrage his black brothers. Did nothing absolutely for them until when Trump came in.
So are you talking about Obama?
I mean Obama. I was referring to Obama. Sorry, it was a slip.
Yeah, you said Trump. Okay.
This is my mouth sometimes. So it was Obama that did that actually. Okay. So until when Trump came in, Trump provide a real solution. See, as a scientist, we don't deal with speculations. We go by real results. What is the result? You can use that result as a template to seek for another advancement. So when Trump came in, he gave us real results by going to states like Illinois and provide solution to the black community there. And that brought about reduced rate of crime in Illinois. What did you get from Obama? Talk all the time because he knows how to speak English. He knows how to tingle your ears just like a regular politician that he is, a career politician. At the end of the day, what did you get? Nothing. Trump came in and salvaged the economy of this country. Life will be better. I, for myself, I use extra virgin oil. Then the small container of extra virgin oil was sold $5.99. At farmers market. But today, the same extra virgin oil is sold at the rate of $16.99. So now check the difference. So we don't go by
price of extra
yes. Hold on. Yeah, we don't go by what the CNN and the so-called media houses sold for us. We go by real results. We could afford our daily bread during Trump's regime, but today it's all about hunger. We have 4 years of hunger, 4 years of bad economy, 4 years of the only thing that we could hear from this government or Kamala Harris government is all about abortion and homosexuality. See, somebody came in here, Peter, and I was telling us that he's a Catholic. I wonder the kind of Catholic that Peter is, because in the Catholic that I am too, I was taught that homosexuality is a grave sin against chastity. And because of that, I stay away from homosexuality. Abortion that has nothing to do with medical reasons is against God, is an abomination to kill. So if you don't know it, a child, an offspring or whatever that is in the baby, it still has its own life. So if you as a woman claim that you have the right to your body, also know that that child was implanted there by a man. That same man should have a right over the, on the baby as well. So you don't have absolute right on that baby. The baby has its own right. The father of that baby has its own right as well. So it must be something that has to do with medical reasons for you to abort the baby. And this is what Trump is saying. Trump is basically saying that it's okay if you want to, commit murder. If it's okay for you to kill children, it's okay, but leave it for the people to decide. Do not use federal might to force people to commit abortion. When you are knacking yourself, I wasn't there. I wasn't enjoying in the knacking. So if you get pregnant, if you are impregnated, you should find a way to resolve it by yourself. My tax money should not be used to abort a baby. I did not partake in the enjoyment. So you should also cater for yourself to abort the baby. But if it is medically related, then this is when I personally will support that idea. So my reasons for supporting Trump is because of these crucial reasons. One, because of economic reasons, because of security reasons, and because of sanity in our country. This, whether you like it or not, Democrats cannot turn US to be like shithole countries, to be like African. None of you here, none of you is proud with what is happening in Nigeria. And also you want the same to replicate here. That is not possible. See, you cannot have a good economy without security. During Trump, there was no war, the country was secured, and the economy was thriving. During Obama, what we have wars everywhere. Obama went as far as going to Libya, and the president of Libya, and turned Libya to what it is today. During Biden and Kamala Harris, what do we have? War left, right, and center. And Trump is telling you that it's going to bring to an end to all these wars, and you guys are not seeing it.
Cut you off, but
thank you.
We've gone way past time. Before I read some of the comments and before I let people respond to you, thank you so much for sharing your opinion. By the way, I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I'm coming back on this, but you said that you used to buy oil for $5 and now it's $16. Can you show? Because I mean, I've also lived in this country for a while. I have not experienced that kind of price jump from $5 to $16. Is that what you said? Can you show us?
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Contain avocado oil. Hold on.
Please, I'm really sorry, but I need to confirm this.
Avocado oil, avocado extra virgin oil was selling $8.99. It's now $9.99.
Adola, see, I told you that we deal with results. We don't deal with CNN speculation, right? Now I have changed from extra virgin olive oil to avocado oil. Now this same avocado oil I used to buy $5.99. Today is $16.
That is not true, Kenneth. That is not true. I disagree. That is not true.
Today is what?
During Trump, 16 something, 16.99, they're about 16.
Sorry, I'm
look at it. Kenneth, that is not true. I have been using extra oil for more than 10 years. That particular oil, I disagree with you. It wasn't $5. It was not $5. I buy it in the box. It was not, Kenneth. Kenneth, that is not true. Kenneth, I disagree with you.
How much do you buy? How much do you buy?
The difference now is only $1. The difference now is only $1.
For those that may be watching that don't live in America,
please, let people confirm this. So avocado oil. It is not vegetable oil, not canola.
Avocado oil.
Pure
avocado.
avocado.
Yes,
See,
avocado. I get
Adola,
it.
you
I
have
have it.
avocado oil that is mixed with canola. This is pure. I go for pure avocado oil. Pure. No mix.
Guarantee. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The difference now is
People that
$1.
don't live in America, they may be wondering why we are fighting over oil price. It's because I have not experienced that kind of jump in price from 5 to 16. I have lived in this country for 21 years. There are people that have lived here way longer than me. Maybe they can say, but
31 years.
21 years.
31 years.
Lived in this America.
Adola, during Trump. Adola, during Trump.
I'm not saying you are lying, my brother.
A bag of 50 kg rice was $22. Today is $50.
Rudolph, why are you quiet?
Again, today is $50.
That is shocked.
This is practical. We're talking about practical now. We're not talking about speculations and all that. That Peter came here and was blabbing.
You talked about. I'm all for everything else that you said, but that price, that increase, that inflation, that increase in price is shocking to me. That something went from $5 to $16. Rudolph, you experienced that kind of price.
I experienced it, and that is the shock. That is the reason why I detest Democrats for now.
All right.
That is the reason.
All right.
If I see a good candidate coming out from Democrats, if I see a good candidate that has sense, unlike the insensible Kamala, I will vote for that person. But Kamala, as far as I'm concerned, she's not strong up there.
I'm going to read some of the comments since nobody else is talking about this. He also said rice went from $25 to $50.
$22 to $50, a bag of 50 kg rice. Yes.
I'm not sure where Kene lives, but you know,
Adola, I'm telling you this. Google it. I'm not making. I'm telling you what I consume in my house. Peak powdered milk, 25 grams, 2,500 grams. Peak powdered milk from $15 of $17. Now it is $49.99.
Okay, my brother. Maybe somebody is scamming you where you live. If you
nobody's scamming me. If you know the way I purchase things, you know saying this.
Rice. Right now, I just googled it. 50 pounds of rice.
50 bags. No, 50 kg, not pounds. 50 kg. 50 kg, not pounds. 50 kg.
50 kg of bag price is almost $80, $90 right now. That's
okay,
what
I buy it 50. No, I buy it 50. So maybe
what I'm trying to say. Make sure that you're talking about kg and pound. 50 kg is about 100 pound plus 110 or something like that.
So 110 pounds. A second.
All right, Adiola.
Yes, please. I needed to confirm that because I'm seeing 50 pounds of rice for $15 on Sam's Club.
Yes,
on
50. So he's talking about. He said 50 kg. 50 kg is 110 pounds. If my math is right,
it would still be less than $50. So I'm not sure.
So
anyway,
I don't know where he's getting his.
Actually, it's not even up to 50 kg. It's 45 point something kg. It's not even up to 50. So 100 pounds.
Maybe you need to change where you're shopping. Somebody is scamming you, and it is not the
nobody's okay. How much is a 50 kg bag of rice sold in your place? 100 pounds. How much is sold in your place?
This is what I have experienced since the recession. I've experienced things not being as full as.
With Zeem, you can stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. Zeem, always local, always free.
$1 added to the price of something. I have not experienced something jumping from $5 to $16. But again, where do you live? Maybe that is where we should have started. Where do you
I live in America. Dr. Damages know where I live.
Now you are making some people doubt that you are in America. With this price jump, which state do you live in America?
See,
Adiola, my brother, I'm not sure you live in America.
Adiola, I'm too old there. I'm too old to make things up. I'm telling you the reality of life where I live. And we don't have just we don't I even resorted to buying food stuff from Nigeria. and we build it.
So now
That's the stage I've gone to now.
Rudolph say something and then please.
I wanted to say that these are my people. All these people you are seeing in the last few minutes, they are my people. I know them very well, so I can't argue with them. So Kene lives in America quite all right. So he's not. I couldn't get it out of my head because I use palm oil to cook. I didn't know they have avocado oil. I'm
actually there's avocado extra. There's avocado extra virgin oil. There is avocado.
Different lifestyle. I think I'm yet to evolve.
Enough about the oil. Anybody else has experienced that kind of price jump where they live? Let us know so that it won't look like we are just attacking Kenya. But I did not experience it. Maybe Rudolph has experienced that.
Yeah. So Adiola, you were saying something about immigration, that Trump stopped immigration, illegal immigration, and I found that not to be correct because. Like I said, I always go by example, real facts, right? During Trump, I had my people secured visa and come here. I have my friends secured visa and come here. During Biden,
that is a true statement. What
I had my people denied visa.
A true statement.
No, it's not true. I had my people denied visa during Biden, but I had my people given visa during Obama, during Trump. I mean. So, how do you convince me?
How do you convince me? Guarantee. Trump shut down the visa giving in Nigeria during his time.
Trump is trying to secure his country.
One of the people.
Trump is America. Trump is for America and America only. He stated that he is the president of this country, not the president of the world.
Shut down the people that come in legally.
He's shutting down.
The reason why when
there was an attempted attack. There was an attempted terrorist attack in somewhere. I think he's in Ohio or somewhere or Detroit by a Nigerian boy. Have we forgotten that?
That was in early 20.
So he doesn't want a replication of what happened then to happen now. The guy doesn't want to give chances to any break in security.
Can I tell
so he's trying to secure his country.
Boy did not kill anybody. But Timothy McVeigh, how many people did Timothy McVeigh kill?
What if he has succeeded?
How many people did he kill? Timothy McVeigh.
What if he has succeeded? Will he be saying the same thing?
That wasn't during Trump. That wasn't during Trump. That was during I think it was during George Bush or Obama.
When Trump came in, he doesn't want to give them the chances again.
Guys, please let Rudolph talk. My brother Kenny, I will link you up where you can buy things for cheap. Somebody has been scamming you and it's not the president.
Please do.
I wanted to mention
damages. Help me so that you will link me to where I will get things cheaper. Maybe I've been living in somewhere that I don't know.
All right. I just wanted to mention one last thing before we forget. When we are thinking about Trump and possibility of him being president, I want us to also remember that there is a major issue around Africa, which is issue of the second scramble for Africa. So it's ongoing, and people are different countries. You have Russia, you have China, you have America, you have European countries coming back to Africa for a second scramble. And we are concerned. And in 2025, Project 2025, they realized that Trump, because of relationship that Trump is trying to build with Russia, with China, that it's possible that under Trump, Africa will not be in a situation that we have Tinubu now. Because what's happening to Tinubu, most people don't know this, is that America and Britain and the Western countries are putting pressure on Tinubu to do their bidding. Example is in Niger, where they wanted Tinubu to go there and remove the military guy that took over. So they are saying that with Trump being president and Trump being friends with Putin and trying to be friendly with the Chinese leader, that pressure will be reduced. But that the people that will be in trouble in Africa are people like South Africa, who have decided. South Africa took Israel to the international court in The Hague. They decided to be anti-Israel, and they've joined BRICS. They are part of the original members of BRICS. So what is going on is that that is an angle to the whole issue that I think we are forgetting, that if Trump wins, the impact on Africa will be huge. Even with his lack of interest, is going to impact Africa. With his relationship with the autocratic leaders across the world, it's going to have impact on Africa. So you still have people like American leaders or British or European leaders saying there's a coup in an African country. They say, no, we don't, this is not acceptable. If Trump becomes the president, there won't be any kind of words like that, because he wants to be a leader like that. Just wanted to point it out.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. Thank you, Kenneth, for everything you said. Real quick, let's hear from Mama H.O. and then anti-Trump, and let's wrap this up. It's been more than 2 hours. Dr. Damages, thank you so much, by the way. I know that you had other plans. I really apologize. I thought this would be over in half hour. Now we are 2 hours in. Mama H.O., please, let's from you real quick, ma'am.
I didn't know that you have opened the gate of heaven for me. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Doctor, we meet here today. You can't leave that side or come here today. Anyway, greetings to everyone in the palace and greetings to our viewers and those in comment section. The truth is this. One of the reasons I will not vote for Trump and I will not advocate for anyone to vote for him is to look at us immigrants and he hates us with passion. And yet, if we take out immigrants from this country, they are nowhere. And classifying, trying to use the word illegal immigrants to justify what he's saying. We agree that some people come here for visit, and at the end of the day, they stayed back. And they are very productive. So how do you describe those kind of immigrants? So if you hate immigrants with passion, then I have no business to vote for you and advocate for people to vote for you. Even though I came here legally, but there are some of my brothers and sisters that came here for visits and they stayed back and they are very, very productive. Then too, his wife, was it not an immigrant? And his wife's family, are they not product of immigrants? Was Trump not employ illegal immigrant and they paid a peanut in his business empire? So who is he going to come here to baboo and you expect me to clap for him? Then I remember when he was in office, he has the audacity to call my country up shithole. We all have our own problem. I'm not disputing that. Have they ever shown to Africa that there are homeless people in their society? Have they? They pretend to rob us and show us the good aspect of America so that we can be hungry to come here. Only for me to get here through American lottery visa anyway. And I discovered for the first time that there are homeless people in the so-called America. But I don't blame them because everything is politics. Because in our own foolishness, and we want to come and beg, we only show them the bad aspect of Africa. We don't show them the beautiful houses in choice places in Port Harcourt. We don't show that the one in Lagos. We don't show that in one in Abuja and other cities. And having understood the game they are both playing, Africa showed their own to come and beg for loans and beg for aid. Let these other people show us so that we can all come here to come and work for them. But the truth is this. When I look deeply, now we carry our life, they become slave here now. After all, why were they bringing people over here? Is it not to do their job? Are we not doing their job today? And instead of people like Trump to appreciate our effort, helping them to do their job, he has the audacity to be talking trash on immigrants. So I will never vote for him, and I will not even encourage any person to vote. Wow. What about the fake university? What about the fake university that he floated? Giving fake certificate, Oluwole certificate. I never knew they can do that here. And a so-called a president of US has such a university. When they took him to court, he had to pay money to settle up so that he's not punished for it. And that is the person that wants to define morality for me in terms of abortion and all. How much is he paying for tax? How much? If I bankruptcy, and yet he's living luxury life. An immigrant that he called rubbish, they are the one who work and pay taxes that they use to spend and live a lavish life. He entered into office and he told us he doesn't want to collect his annual salary. But he came into office to do business. Everything related to presidency and visit, was it not in the hotel they were using? So who is fooling who? Then
okay, mommy.
Wait, above all, he now turned himself to Senior Agbero. Yes, every day he would dishing out behavior. And when he was doing it, I was there. If I go Lagos or Tinubu, second time be this. So you can imagine him being in office with Tinubu. My senior boyfriend, Chief Tinubu. I cannot call him a president, so I have to give him a name. So you see, these are my reasons that I will not vote for him, and I will not encourage any person to vote for him. Just like you said, every blessed day, when he was in office, I was wondering what is the new thing he will say today. What is he going to twist today? Every day na commotion. But after he fall, you get peace. So, and if he come, if they come play part 2, in part 2 not go funny at all. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Persecuting Trump doesn't make it real, because Trump was being persecuted, and all of us know that. Otherwise, what is going on with the likes of Adams Eric of New York? They are all corrupt set of people. If you have handled business before, you should know that there are loopholes in taxation. You should know that, in short, you will even love to use those loopholes, to file your tax. So that's exactly what Trump did, and it is not against the law.
Kene, are you using
it is not against the law to take advantage of loopholes in the tax.
Some of us cannot afford to hire a big lawyer.
Wait, guys.
Kene, my brother, me, I don't understand you.
I wanted to thank Mommy for her time, and I wanted Kenneth to respond briefly to Mommy. And I will also say to Kenneth, please, whatever you do not read the comments, because there are so many unbelievers.
I know, I'm used to them. I'm used to them. I'm used to them. It's not a good thing.
People that don't believe in your price increase, the price jump, I call them unbelievers. They just don't.
Adiola, you know do well.
Now this is
you know post Kenneth comment. You know post my comment, but you post everybody else comment. Me, I know they have you.
But please let Kenneth respond briefly to Mommy, and then Ikena, you respond briefly to Kenneth, and then let me just take somebody else. I'm really sorry, guys. The day is gone.
You see this set of people. Yeah, you see this set of people, including Dr. Damages, those that came to this country before us. They are very wicked set of people. They refuse to tell us the truth. They refuse to. They tend to lie to us to follow their footsteps in supporting evil party. Yes. about how this country is being organized. It took me time to sit down on my own and begin to analyze things myself and put one or two together. As you can see, I have the clothes, I have the polo t-shirt, everything. So there was a time I was in farmers market and one Cameroonian man and his friend engaged me. I was looking disgusted, before them. Why are you supporting Trump? How dare you? And I had to take my time to engage them. After talking to them, they were so shameful, they were so ashamed of themselves. They couldn't even make a step to leave. Because see, we tend to absorb everything that we hear from CNN, MMB, BS, and all that, those as media houses, without putting things together ourselves. We tend to go on Google, like my brother here, Paul, that came here and say, go to Google and Google it and find the answers to that.
When you were talking the other time, some of the comments that came in, people were saying that maybe you are the one that named to know how government works in terms of when a new government comes in, that the policies that were already in place by the previous administration can still affect that government. Let me just read some of the comments. Obama handed a good economy to Trump, and then Trump ran it down. And then, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. The economy that Obama left for his successor was much better than what Biden inherited. I only hope that Kenya opens his eyes. And then this person is going on about the price of oil. How did the pandemic affect that? Have you considered how the pandemic affected the supply?
Okay, now, thank God.
There were people who were in support of what you said. Kenya, thumbs up. Trump 2024 ahead. Trump 2024. It's sad that
intelligent people
remember that Trump inherited Obama's economy. And then let me stop reading the other ones because it's like
now talking about inheritance, right? Talking about succession, right? When Obama was the president, I wasn't informed. I was ill informed that time, so I may not really put things together, right? But let's assume, according to you now, let's assume that Obama handed over good economy to Trump. But I know that during Obama, I was buying gas $2.40 something per gallon. When Trump came, I was buying gas $1.69, Sam's Club, right?
No, it wasn't 169. It wasn't 169. It was 199.
I was buying gas $1.69, Sam's Club, right? Now, before Trump left office, there was COVID. Let's because people tend to forget so easily. There was COVID. COVID ruined the economy globally, not just US, right? COVID ruined the economy. People left their jobs, right? So while Trump left office and then Biden came in with Kamala Harris, people returned to their jobs, to their previous jobs. And this is the job that Kamala and Biden are claiming to have given to people. No, people simply returned back to their jobs. So
how many
Trump
jobs
was
did Trump created
hold on now. Hold on. You gave me time to speak.
To 2029.
Trump was just a victim of circumstance. COVID happened during his time, and that would ruin his chances
before COVID.
of making good impacts.
Pre-COVID.
Hold on.
Pre-COVID.
Hold
how many
on
jobs did he generate?
Hold on. Let me finish now, please. Now, this in the same spirit of inheritance, right? Biden inherited, let's assume that Trump was so bad and Biden inherited a bad economy from Trump, which somebody like me know that it's because of COVID. What stopped Biden and Kamala Harris from fixing that economy they inherited? Rather, it's keep going worse, whether you like it or not, in today's poll,
so
right?
The economy is actually better under Biden. I'm not sure.
No, Trump. No. I just told you that during Trump, before he handed over, there was COVID.
Yes, how much do you buy gas or avocado oil?
No, today I buy.
General is actually better.
No. We know that when Trump handed over to Biden, the first thing, just like Tinubu, the T-Pain, right? The first thing that Biden told us was that every policy that Trump made on energy, that he's going to repeal it. And he did that. And what happened to the prices of gas? Everything skyrocketed. I was opportune to go to California at that time. I bought gas $6 in California. $6 something in California.
I want to respond to him, and then I would need to let the two of you go. And Mama H.O., I'm so sorry. I have enjoyed your...
Kenneth, thank you for listening. I think you're missing certain statistics. From 2016 to 2019, that's pre-COVID. Somebody told you here, Trump put 6 trillion. Then when COVID, he added 2 trillion because guess what? He stopped certain things. The vigilance that CDC was doing globally to suppress anything that is about to break apart, Trump stopped that. And that is the reason why when COVID came in, he lied to the people. And a lot of patients of mine lost their life because of that lie. But he was protecting himself. So when he put 2 trillion into the economy, into the deficit, it become 8 trillion in 4 years. Only 4 years. Nobody have done that.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much US is indebted to borrowing? Do you know how much it is? The most indebted country in this country.
Guess what? Who are the presidents? Who are the presidents that have borrowed more money?
I'm not talking about. See, I just told you. I made it very clear here that if I see a good candidate in Democrat, I'm going to support that candidate. It's not about party now. It's about personality, candidacy. Trump has a template. He was a president and he left a good template for people like me to use. Then I'm seeing somebody that has failed in everything that she's been doing. All she was doing is to rig election and find herself into office. And then
do me one favor?
Even in our own constituency, she cannot win an election. Kamala, she can't win anything. What does she have for us? What is in our agenda? What is in our manifesto? Nothing, only but abortion and homosexuality rights. That's the only thing. With economy, we're talking about security.
Trump have said in the last, since this pre-election, tell me what Trump has said.
Okay,
that
guys,
he will do.
Let's not turn this into a fight.
Me.
Mommy,
No,
thank you
it's
for
not a
coming
fight.
on. Kenneth, thank you for coming on. I totally enjoyed Kenneth's session.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I still disagree with you that the price of anything jumped up ×3 since I have lived in this America, but maybe I will come and visit you. I'm glad you know Sam's Club.
Adiola, today is Saturday. I can drive to farmers market or African store now and take screenshot and send to you. Dr. Damages, I will do that. And send it to her.
We are not talking about African store.
African store, farmers market, even Walmart, I will do that.
African store as the yardstick. African owners, they come up with their own price.
Then we need to discuss about African store, how they are ripping us off. We need to discuss about them because sometimes I bought Ejuna. I bought Ejuna snail, just small bag of Ejuna, $80. It was painful because I was craving for Ejuna and I bought it $80, just 5 pieces. So we need to really discuss about how they are ripping us off in this country.
My brother, if you had mentioned at the beginning that it is the African stuff,
I don't know, but I'm going to make it plain now so that we now. I'm open fashion. I'm open for reality here. So I'm not making things up. It is same. No, when it comes to this oil, same price in Walmart, same price in other places.
You should have clarified from the beginning that it is the price that the Africans.
Adiola, thank you for
the price of something jumped up ×3.
Adiola,
and we're all scratching our head that when
thank you for inviting me to your platform.
No, Sam's Club is not owned by Africans. Sam's Club.
How can you use African store as the yard?
Please, Sam's Club, Adiola. I say Sam's Club. Sam's Club. Walmart, Sam's Club.
I've been scratching my head asking everybody, where did the price of something jump up ×3 in this America that I am not aware of? So it's the African store market. And now we know that those
Adiola, I'm talking about Sam's Club. I'm talking about Sam's Club. Sam's Club.
My brother,
Sam's
you
Club.
need to visit another Sam's Club. Maybe
don't worry. I will take picture. I will take picture. I will take pictures and send to Dr. Damages. He will send it to you.
All right. Thank you, Kenneth. And thank you, Mama.
I appreciate it.
So please, Peter is back on, but let me quickly bring in Fawope. I think of Fawope. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name correctly. And then I have Olusegun on our politics, and then Peter is back on real quick. So guys, please, let's not waste time. Let's make it quick. Bye, Mommy. Thank you so much for coming on. Also, Obina is on. Please, let's make it quick, straight to the point, because I really want to round up.
Yeah, my name is Fogo. Wait, not Fogo.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, you have the floor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So that's my take. I'm speaking right from London in the UK. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've been following US politics for a long time, and this is my conclusion about people of my brothers and sisters in the US who intends to vote for Democrat. Of course, they have the right to do whatever to make their own choice. But what I discover about our people is critical thinking. Understand? Ability to think thoroughly, ability to digest information and make use of it. Let me give you an example in Nigerian case study where Nigerians keep voting for the same people who has put them in the perpetual poverty. So that means something is wrong, terribly wrong with Nigerian people, wherever they are. I think Nigerians have inherited a heavy burden. Yeah, I think something part of human have been destroyed. And I've included myself. It will take people to really train themselves properly, because I'm very careful of what goes into their mind or brain. Yeah. So haven't in Britain, for the fact that you make a comment that is derogatory, or you tell a lie, you can't just near the British parliamentary, wherever you become a British prime minister. It's not possible. For this guy continue to lie. I'm not saying people should not vote for him, but people should be mindful of the way they're going to vote for this person, this character. How can you compare a person who has been for the people, yes, who for most of his life has been working for people, prosecuting, right, and compared to someone who's a felony? Just there's a clear distinction between this. So the Nigerian people, I'm never surprised of Nigerians in America who said openly that they're going to vote for someone who told people that Africans are a shithole. That you don't make that comment to British people, the white British people, that you condemn the British heritage. You in for it. The next day you can't. The next day you lost. You can't even come to. Nobody wants to listen to you. Because if you don't respect some certain people because who they are, then you don't deserve their vote. But if people now say, okay, I'm going to vote for him, so they have the right. But there are consequences for it. Like consequences they have in Nigeria right now. So why the Nigerians have opportunity to vote for people who can change the status quo, but desire to give 20 million, or almost 20 or more than 20 million votes to set up people and put them in the same situation they are. That means something is critically, fundamentally wrong with how Nigerians reason. The reasoning skill of an average Nigerian, wherever they are, is questionable. In 2003, I remember when I was a campaign girl of Chief Gani in Lagos, when Nigerian dumped Chief Gani to Olusegun Obasanjo, there is consequence now, right? Thereafter,
I really don't think that you should generalize. And like I said, we have to be respectful of people's choices. The people who want to vote for Trump, they have their reasons. I don't think
I've said it clearly in my statement that people have rights to vote for whoever, right? What I'm saying is that
I want to put this out there real quick. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that I would love to do more things like this more often. But like I was saying, people have their own reasons for supporting whoever they want to support. I don't believe that reflects their HQ or their the condition of their headquarters, which is their brain or their IQ. But people have their own reasons. We can only dialogue together.
With due respect, I've listened to so many reasons why people wanted to vote for Trump, economy, whatsoever. But what I'm saying is this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. Let me listen to Obina real quick. Please hang around, don't leave. But Mr. Obina, real quick, please, where are you joining us from and what do you have to say?
Okay, thank you, Adiola. I am joining from Washington, D.C. I am going to be voting for Trump in the coming election.
Okay.
Some people have said, sometimes they say when somebody writes 9 and you are looking at it from this side, it's 9, you're looking at it from the other 6. But it's actually not true, because the person that wrote 9, and if you follow it rightfully, you will know what it actually is. But you can be saying that it is 6 and you keep arguing that it is 6, and because that's what you are saying. What I have come to understand is that a lot of us Nigerians and many people who came to this country as immigrants, we do not understand this country. We do not understand what this country is all about. This is not like other countries. This country is totally different. How it is founded, why it is founded, what made it to become a superpower, what can keep it a superpower. We do not understand that. We want America to be another Europe, and we behave like these people who moved to Europe from the Middle East, and they want European countries to implement Middle Eastern laws in Europe. So at the end of the day, London will start looking like the place that they left. Now, having said that, when I came to this country, just like a whole lot of people here, I was a Democrat. Most people, as an immigrant, automatically Democrat, because Democrats appears to be the nice ones, the ones that cares about people and stuff like that. But then, after some years, if you are lucky, you can escape that plantation. If you are lucky, you can have some moments of that can open your eyes, and you can escape that plantation. But from the discussion you are having today, I now realize that most Nigerians have not been able to escape that plantation. I was listening to Rudolph earlier. He was saying something about helping the poor, Trump giving tax breaks to the rich. These are what people will say when they are not business people. These are what people will say when they are when they are on the lower economic ladder. So you will want the government to tax those rich people and give us, give us this, give us free this, give us free that, tax those rich people. I used to think like that too. When I came to this country, my kids were on Medicaid. I went to school. I took grants, before I started using student loan. So I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. But then when my income passed a certain level, I couldn't get those free stuff again. That was when I saw how difficult it is that now I'm going to be paying childcare from my pocket. We're going to be paying $600 a week for each of my child, and I do not qualify for anything. And then, as God may have it, I work hard. I have a doctorate. I have a doctorate degree now. I make a decent amount of money, and then you will see that actually in some time I'm going to be paying $120,000 in taxes in 1 year. Like I'm actually going to write a check of $100,000 and send it to the government in 1 year, just as taxes, so that they can do what? So that they can send money to overseas for wars, so that they can give people food stamps, so that they can. So it's easy for you to want the government to be doing all that because it's not coming out of your pocket. It's easy for you to want the government to tax the rich because it is not you. But if you work hard and you make $1 million in a year and you are going to give 300,000 out of that to the government, throw it away, then you would think differently. Okay. Now, my main issue with Harris is that she is going to be a puppet. That is my number one issue. It's the same issue I have with Buhari, the same issue I have with Tinubu.
What do you mean, puppet?
So there are people who makes this decision, and it depends on how your eyes have been opened or how you see things. You might have seen it, you might not see it, but there are a group of people who decide what happened when they have a certain kind of people in power. People who sponsor this campaign, people who make sure that person wins. Those people, they have their divisions. The people in the military.
Both sides have sponsors.
Yeah,
but let me allow to round up what you're saying.
Okay, I'm going to round up. I have a lot to say, but there's no time. Both sides have sponsors, but there are people who are more in charge than others. If you use Nigeria, for instance, when Obasanjo was president, he was in charge. We knew he was in charge, right? But when Buhari was president, except you don't know, he was not in charge. Tinubu today is not in charge. That's a discussion for another day. But if the reason why we have this $1 billion going to Ukraine is because we have to give them weapons. The more we give them weapons, the more the weapon manufacturers make money. The more there's war in Israel, we give weapons, the more this military industrial complex people make money. But Donald Trump is a president who is going to be a president who is in charge. He's not going to be a puppet. Once Trump becomes president, the war in Russia will end. The war in Middle East will end. Trump did not start. We know what was happening in Mosul. The Islamic State in Mosul. Okay. What they were doing immediately. Obama left office and Trump came in. ISIS disappeared. Can any of you tell me how ISIS disappeared?
Okay, so I can already tell that Rudolph has a lot to say in response to some of the things that you have talked about, but I'm going to read some of the comments to what you're saying. Somebody said that when you were poor, you were a Democrat, and because you use government money, social services, but then when you started getting some money, you turned Republican because you don't want to pay taxes. And then someone else said, quit complaining, you make more, you should pay more. And then someone said, didn't he say he received Medicaid for his children? WTH, I will not say what that is. Anyways, Rudolph, please, do you have something to say?
I thank Obin for being honest, telling his story. He's not the only one. There are a lot of people who come to this country and they like what they see. They benefit from it. When their situation in life changes, they turn against the same thing that set up that system that they were part of. I have friends who are doctors and they tell me the same thing Obina is saying. Once you hire people and you start paying taxes and paying this, you become a Republican. It's a selfish thing. It's a human thing. It's nothing against you, Obina, or anybody who thinks that way. But there are people who think beyond that. We know the Republicans, what they have offered this country for many, many generations is this trickle-down economics, and it hasn't worked. And what people, responsible people, nobody's saying that Democrats are bad, they are perfect, or they don't have issues. No, what people are saying is that there is no reason why a country like America, the richest country in the world, we have a population of people who are not getting the basic needs of life, that small European countries have better quality of life than people in America. And it's okay with people because you've moved away from the level, or we've moved away from the level of poverty that most people are. There's no reason why there are thousands of homeless people in New York City here, in a country that is as rich as America. There's no reason why students will come out of schools. Maybe you don't owe student loan. It doesn't matter. And thousands. But I'm saying there's no reason why that should be happening in America. Why in Europe, countries that are not as rich as America, people go to school and come out without debts. And they
because the ideology of America is different. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not about psychology of America.
Ideology. America is a republic.
Listen. That's an excuse. That's an excuse that people give you. There's no reason why the same medication will be $1,000 in America, but in Canada it's not. In UK it's not. And you think it's the psychology of America.
I know this is my industry. I'm a doctor.
The reason, no, wait, let me finish. The reason why it's that way is that this country is in the hands of capitalist people, businessmen who.
That's what you will get with Harris. That's what you will get with Harris. She's going to be controlled by capitalists. That's what you will get with Harris.
The point I'm making. No, hold on. For Trump to pass the tax cuts, he passed under the premise, and he's not the first Republican to do this. Reagan and all those people, they did it. The premise that this will trickle down to the poor people. It has never happened, and that's why he's coming back to it again. It doesn't.
I believe in tax cuts. See, let me tell you. So you are telling me that. So, I mean, you can say this if it is somebody else that is paying it. Adiola, let me tell you, if you made $2 million profits this year, and you have to write a check of 500,000 and send to the federal government, write 150 and send to state, maybe write another 75 and send to local, you will look at these things differently. I'm telling you. Now, well, like I said, I got some of those things in the beginning, but my life would have been fine without them. You know, I have people who stand in front of grocery stores selling their food stamps. The U.S. government spend billions and billions of dollars to give food stamps. They will stand in front of grocery store and sell the food stamps so that they can buy alcohol. These people, if they didn't have food stamps, they are still going to survive. And if I wanna tell you, if there's one of the reasons families are broken up in this country, is because of these things the federal government is doing. All these aid that they are giving to people, that is why all this aid they are giving, it has negative effect. So what I'm
going to round this up. I see everything you said. I listened and I agree with you.
Adiola, one last thing. Trump will stop. We are very close to World War III. Most of you do not understand. Once there is a confrontation between the US, between NATO and Russia over there, we are very close to a nuclear war. Trump is going to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine immediately he gets to office. Trump is going to stop the war in the Middle East. We are going to have World War III with Kamala Harris. You guys should understand this is more important than whatever things Trump said or didn't say or insulted somebody or did whatever. We are going to have World War III. Once NATO and Russia has a clash, there's going to be nuclear fight. Thank you.
Okay. I added someone called anti-Trump and they disappeared. I've added Olusegun. Please, real quick, tell us what you want to say. I'm sorry, but you only have 1 minute. And they're all now politics. You also have 1 minute. And then Peter will close this up. He's been in the studio this whole time. So, Mr. Olusegun Salmon.
Salmon, yeah. Thanks for having me. I am joining you from the Republic of Ireland here in the city of Cork. Well, you know, before I really follow the mainstream media about, especially their narrative about Trump, because I don't really know Trump as such, you know. But later on, when he ran for the first time, and you know, I watched the debate, and I saw all his promises, everything that he said he will do. And one question that really struck me during the debate between him and Hillary Clinton was about the abortion. When during the CNN debate, they asked her, do you support abortion up to 9 months? You can go back and watch the debate, the video. Hillary Clinton said yes. That was when I said, what? Abortion up to 9 months? Later on, now I understand that the Roe v. Wade, it's really support, because Roe v. Wade, the judgment give open, has no restriction on abortion.
Are you talking about Hillary or you're talking about Kamala?
I am talking about Hillary Clinton. That way back then, their debate then, not now. And now, see, this election is issue-based. And Kamala Harris, they have asked her repeatedly, what is what do you want to do? What exactly is your program? She has none.
No, I disagree.
What is your policy about immigration? What is your policy about
where
economy.
she doesn't have what video did you watch? Because she has repeatedly.
She has a problem.
All she came up with is opportunity economy. Then what is economy? She cannot explain it. Now that's on
Wait. First of all, you said she has no
policy.
What you said they've asked her repeatedly. She has no policy. What are you referring to? Is there a video where they asked her and she has nothing? Or
okay, I will give you it's an assignment. Go and watch all the
no. So you
what kind of assignment we do watch
assignment. You are making this is not a classwork assignment issue. You are making some statements and we're asking you for the evidence. So you can't give us assignment to find evidence for what you are claiming.
You should give yourself the assignment to go listen to what, because she
maybe you are the one that needs to do this assignment.
She gave answer to all her questions in this interview.
Hold on. Every debate, every interview she had done, they have asked her repeatedly, what is her economic policy? Only what she can come up with is opportunity economy. Now, what is opportunity?
What video are you referring to, sir? Maybe you should watch the debate between her and Trump, for example. Let's start from there. Maybe you can watch that.
Maybe you can tell me what part of it that I missed.
No. You are the one that needs to do your assignment, sir.
Hold on. See, this election, has already been an issue based and a policy based, and people's eyes have opened. A lot of lies that the mainstream media have a lot of lies and narrative and a lot of rhetoric, a negative rhetoric that they have talked to malign the Trump. People have seen it. The veil has been opened, and people can see the difference.
I'm not for either of the parties, but I think when you make claims, you should always put evidence. Some of these things you are saying, you need to give the evidence to support the claims that you are making.
Things like what? You mean the
economy? You said Kamala has been asked repeatedly. She has no policy, and we're asking you where did they ask her? And you said she's only coming up with opportunity.
I did not say that she has no policy. I said all what she can come up with is opportunity economy. And now, when they ask her, what is an opportunity economy? She was just babbling. Now, see, that one. During the Fox News interview with Brett Baer on Fox News, during the ABC the View on ABC News.
All right, Sam. I'm so sorry. Let me take on our politics real quick.
MSNBC as well. You see, when they even ask her what she can do different to what Biden is doing, she said there is nothing come to mind.
Okay, sir.
What she can do different. That means see, everything about Kamala, is
so you want to respond to him real quick, and then I would let him on our politics.
The thing is that when he said there's a rhetoric about Donald Trump, the lies, he was one that was lying that election was rigged, and all the courts in America that you've been through.
Don't say
this was dismissed.
Hold on.
Don't
say I disagree with you. I disagree with you.
There is no one
lying. Okay, see, don't say he's lying. Okay, Because
yeah, don't call anybody a liar. Just state your own claim with evidence. That is all. No, there's no need to call anybody names or say that anybody is a liar. Just state your own claim.
What we're saying is this clearly, right? This person, this character, make an allegation that election was rigged in the US, and then all the courts, yeah, there was no evidence. All this case was dismissed, right? This character in his business dealings in New York. I'm speaking to the fact. I'm giving evidence.
With you.
I'm not saying you're not disagreeing. I'm speaking to the real issues.
What I discover about the U.S. Political landscape is that, you see, in Nigeria, we have a lot of politicians that they talk, and they don't get anything done. The same way I discovered that even in the US, the Democrats, even the Republican, they talk, and they don't get anything done. Why do you think the black men are turning against Democrats? Because they realize that they have always been lying to them. Now, even Trump, Trump is more or less like, he's a centrist. He is a common sense. He just turned common sense politician because he's not even politician ab initio. So everything about Trump is common sense. Now, the black people, they realize that, yes, somebody is listening to them. You cannot disprove it that during the Trump era, Trump administration, black people have the highest employment rate in the history of the US. You cannot deny that unless you just want to turn a blind eye to it. You cannot disprove that. Now, see, this issue now, this election is issue-based. People have seen, and people's eyes has been opened. They have, a lot of people have walked away from Democrat plantations. See, they have walked away because people can see now. If Kamala Harris can say that nothing come to mind in terms of what she can do different to what the Biden is doing right now, that means the inflation will continue because there is nothing. You can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. During the time of Trump,
all right,
we will know that we have worldwide peace because no new war, and the ongoing war, he put an end to it.
Thank you so much, sir. I want all our politics to speak real quick, and then we'll round this up. Thank you so much. On our politics, please go ahead.
Thank you, Adiola. The name Dr. Dameji and the face look and sound familiar. I think we met before. Adiola, rhetorically, is it that you have invested in the Nigeria market or you own one? Because the way you sarcastically dismiss the silent point that Kene was trying to make, after all, they say politics is about interest. What interests in is the and ourselves in diaspora. I'm talking about those that are business now. If you have Nigerians,
can you guys hear him?
Something we should
on our politics. It's breaking.
Hello?
Where are you?
Here's one reason.
It's breaking.
Hello?
Oh, no.
We can't hear you. Okay, Rudolph.
On our politics.
I think you should make your Rudolph before you make your final points. Let Peter say something, and then on our politics, maybe you can get your mic sorted out. Peter, please.
Hello. Thank you so much. Mr. Obina, Mr. Salmon, thank you so much. You guys made very good points. I want to clarify something. So, Mr. Obina, you said that Harris will be a puppet. Talking about being a puppet, are you aware that only 3 billionaires have given Trump over $200 million? Their names are Elon Musk, Madam Adelson. Her family owns a big hotel here in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Sands. Madam Adelson, Elon Musk, and Ulen. Only 3 people have already contributed $200 million to Trump. You know what that is when you're talking about people being puppet.
Yeah, but Trump himself is a billionaire. Trump himself is a billionaire.
It's not they are talking about funding the campaign, because that's you said people who were giving money to Harris. You said people who were giving money to Harris. So I am now telling you the type of people giving. Only 3 people, 200 and something million.
It's not the same. We are comparing apples and oranges.
What do you mean? You're talking about she's going to be a puppet because people are giving her money. So I am telling you that only 3 people have donated this much money. So wait, I did not interrupt you guys when you were talking. Please hear me out. Now, as an economist, I'm going to explain to you why trickle down, or Rudolph already made the point, but I'm going to explain to you why trickle down economics has
I'm not talking about trickle down. Don't waste
Wait, now you were talking about tax cuts. You said
I'm
you
not
want
advocating for trickle down.
Wait now, or
I'm saying that people who make money should keep their money. People who make money, tax should be minimal. Tax should be 10%.
Why don't you
make money? They can do.
Why don't you make
let him talk.
About
please let him talk.
Are you saying how so now you're financially? Now you want tax. Are you aware that even before what's his name, Ronald Reagan came in, that corporate tax was way higher, even 60-70%. It was Ronald Reagan that all these things are crashing. So let me make simple point. When you're talking about the reason why trickle-down economics does not work is that when you cut taxes and give it to these rich people, they don't spend it.
It's not giving it, it's their money.
Listen now, listen.
It's their money.
Oga, calm down.
No, because you liberals are
please.
It's their money. You are robbing. You are taking 30%
when you I am an economist, so I want to explain. I'm trying to explain this thing to you so that you understand. When you cut taxes that is skewed towards rich people, right? They don't spend the money. They invest the money or use it to do stock buyback. Ordinarily, what spurs the economy is consumer spending. So if you do it in such a way that it goes to lower income earners who don't have much of it, who spend money because of to sustain their daily life, it boosts the economy. That's the economic concept. So
I'm sorry, Obina, I had to.
Let me tell you, when you're talking about performance, I want you to know something. Forget whatever you hear in the media. Biden has been I will score him very good. I will score Biden 70 over 100. If he had done much better in immigration team, maybe I would have given him 90.
All right, Peter.
Wait, here.
Okay,
Biden passed the infrastructure bill. You're talking about things that affect black people. Things that affect black people. Biden passed the infrastructure bill. That is $2 in infrastructure investment. That is the highest money America has ever spent to build infrastructure in 100 years. Do you know how many African Americans that are benefiting from it? Biden passed the Chips and Science Act. That is practically bringing back manufacturing jobs that have gone to China. The way they did it is so that if you invest in rural economies or places where manufacturing has closed, they will give you more tax cuts. That is how you should be cutting taxes to companies that are actually investing, not just giving blanket tax cut. Biden proposed a community college spending. It was part of what Biden brought, so that they will make community colleges in America free, so that it will help more poor families. Republicans blocked it. Biden has been pushing to cut students for so many people. Republicans keep blocking it. Till today now, Biden has canceled over $50 billion in students loan for many people. You understand? When you talk, you look at the big one now. In Trump's 4 years, Trump appointed 234 federal judges. That is a lifetime appointment. 234 federal judges. How many of them are black? Only 10. Out of 234 federal judges, Trump appointed 234, only 10 are black. That is one of the lowest ratios when you talk about equity and racial representations in America. only 10 out of 200.
You see, that is one of the problems.
Wait, that will be only 4%.
That is one of the problems.
Yet, in Biden, listen, in Biden's case, Biden has appointed 140 federal judges. That 140, 32 of them are black. That is even though African Americans are only 14% of US population, yet the number of black judges he has brought is 22% of his appointments. 22% of his appointments are black.
Thank you,
so
Peter.
Biden has been fair to African Americans. Let's just be honest. Forget what the media is telling you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Obina, you said you wanted to respond real quick because Rudolph needs to leave.
Okay.
Peter,
I understand your passion, right? Adiola, I think this needs to be done again so that we can have time to address these issues. But quickly, I will say, the best if you want to cut taxes that will help low income, then stop taking money from payroll. Okay. There's no point that somebody who is making $40,000 a year, you are taking 25% from their payroll, then you turn around and give him Medicaid and give him food stamp and give him free housing, right? So America is born in liberty, okay? America is born in liberty. Let people keep their money. Trump has said that there will be no taxes on tips. We never even knew that when people who work in restaurants and they get tips, that the government is taxing them. So Trump is not only giving tax breaks to billionaires. That's not true. Trump is giving he said no taxes on tips. We are not supposed to be taking taxes from
even
people
on overtime.
There's no point to rob Peter to pay Paul. Okay, now even though I'm not preaching trickle-down economics, right? But I know as somebody who is an entrepreneur, I know that if your business grows, you expand. It's simple. If your business grows, you expand. Well, part of the thing that makes it difficult for business to grow in America is regulation, and Democrats are too big in regulation. The reason why I am in the adult care industry. All the independent-owned, family-owned adult care homes, nursing homes have shut down because they cannot maintain the regulatory requirements of the government. They cannot maintain it. So you have one big company, they will come, all these big Jewish-owned company, they will come and buy over 40 nursing homes. All the ones that are owned by missions, by churches, by family, they have all shut down because the regulatory requirements are high. They cannot maintain it. The rules are high. The taxes are high. Everything is high. They cannot maintain it. So you have this big box corporation. They come, they buy. Check your states. You will see that all the hospitals there, half of it will be owned, or maybe 25% of it will be owned by one company. So what I'm saying in essence is, small government, that is what Republicans are preaching. Government need to be rolled back. The reason why you need so much taxes is because you are doing things you are not supposed to do. You are sending money to Ukraine. You are fighting wars overseas.
I'm begging you in God's name. Stop throwing this small government to
people who
Republicans have been using this small government as a lie to confuse people. You cannot be preaching small government when you are spending almost $1 trillion in military expenditure every year.
Guys,
small
please,
government.
we are not here to fight one another. We're not fighting. We're running up right now. You don't give us
small government, yet you're spending almost $1 billion in military.
I muted you, Peter.
We are not trying to make America look like Nigeria. There's no point. There's no point doing that. America has an ideology it is founded on. And this country is doing very well. This country has helped. I know they have their problems, but this country has been a force for good all globally. What the liberals are trying to do is to crumble this country. And if they crumble this country, all of us, this country will look like Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you so much, Obina. Sorry, I had to mute you, Peter, because he was speaking. And we all have to go. I'm so grateful to every single one of you for sharing your thoughts about this upcoming election, for telling us who you're voting for and why you're voting for the person, so that those that may be listening, that are still trying to decide, so that maybe they can learn one or two things from what you said. And also for our people that are not living in America, but they're really heavily vested in the American politics, for them to have better understanding of what is happening and the issues that Nigerian Americans are dealing with when it comes to this election and the issues that are forming their preference for their candidate. So, Mr. Rudolph Okonkwo, thank you so much. You've been my guest today. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And I will let you have the last say, and then I will close us all out. Thank you so much, Rudolph.
All right. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to have this debate and to listen to all of you. America is declining. We know that. China is rising. We know that. It appears as if there's nothing anybody can do to stop this. Now, what this election will determine is how fast these two things will happen. How fast America will decline, how fast China will rise. There used to be a time when you had Republican presidents like Richard Nixon, who actually pushed for and passed Clean Water Act, which ensures that you have clean water at your house today. Now we have Republicans who do not think the government should even be involved in determining the kind of water people are drinking. If they die in Michigan, let them die because they are poor people. It doesn't matter to some people. Now, let me summarize this way. What I find very disturbing is not just about we Africans, even Black Americans. You see the debate, you know what's going on? There are two things going on with Black Americans, especially the male one. The first thing is this. They've forgotten the history of their country. They've forgotten what happened to them. Somehow, you know, the lady that came on, I mentioned George Wallace. She didn't know who he was. I mentioned Davido. She had a faint idea. But these people, their children, they're still in America. They are the people backing Trump. They are the people behind Trump. The African Americans, the male young ones, they've forgotten their history. They think America is now a free country, that there is nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, every day, things are being done to make sure that they lose the remaining of the rights that they fought, their fathers and their grandfathers fought to get. For the Africans, most of us come to this country, we don't even care to read their history. We don't. If you do a simple quiz now, most of us don't know anything about what happened here. We go to work, we work 24 hours a day if we can, 48 hours, and then go back home. Then you see a debate, you see election, you talk out of ignorance of the history, where things are happening, how this country became what it is. Now, this is what I think. Somehow, an African in Okitipupa or someone in Ijesha knows about America more than secretaries of states, more than army generals who fought wars. You know more than 40 secretaries who chief of staffs telling you that this man is dangerous. You want me to believe you because they are part of the machine against Trump. Jesus just arrived and he's Trump and everybody's against him. We've seen this movie before. It happened in Nigeria. Just last year, we had a guy who was flawed, compromised. We knew it. And somehow he became president. And this is what we're getting now. You know, I'm writing a book, a new book. It's called America After Trump, Part 2. I'm trying to imagine how America will look like after Trump's second term in office. I will survive. This is what I tell my students. I tell them, I've lived under dictatorship. I will survive. I don't know about you if you survive. I don't know if your democracy will survive. But for Africans to come here and think they know more than the people in this country for years and generations, and to be out there and be talking as if they understand the society they live in, it's disturbing to me. Anyway, when you hear someone say that they are poisoning the blood of America, and you are not afraid of that person, I'm afraid of you. I'm scared for you. You are poisoning the blood of America. You. And when it happens, you won't be safe. About this World War III and all those nonsense that Trump will stop World War. Trump doesn't know anything. I don't know why people think he knows anything. How to have you heard where he was talking to his generals? Read books written by people near him, telling them we should go and kill the North Korean leader, bomb them. Why don't you bomb them? Why they are having their parade? That is the man you want to hand over this country to, because he will bring you Christianity. Somebody wrote on the comment that they are ending Christianity. Democrats are ending Christianity. To hell with your Christianity. You are ending democracy. All right. Good. Thank you, everybody.
Rudolph, he was president for 4 years.
I didn't want to get angry.
Dr. Damage, you are upset. So you are saying all these things. How dare you talk about Trump like that? Trump, my man.
Rudolph, he was president for 4 years. Okay.
Anyways,
and did nothing. And did nothing. Nothing to show for it, only to cut cuts. End of story.
He did not start no war. He didn't start war.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
He's going to end war.
Thank you.
It's okay, you guys. You don't have to fight.
Adiola, we need to do this again with more.
I'm not sure because we have been here for 3.5 hours. I have
Rudolph has said Rudolph has said everything. That people who walk closer with these guys have been telling you people.
Rudolph don't know what he's talking about.
Rudolph has been telling you to make a decision. People who walk closer with generals. Who he told to shoot black people during Black Lives Matter protest, right? People who actually work for him.
Rudolph is of the academia, the American academia.
Are you more of a Republican than Mike Pence? Are you more of a Republican than Mike Pence?
Rudolph is of the academia. If you go to the campuses, they are all Hamas supporters. They are all Hamas supporters in the campuses.
I just muted all of you. I just wanted to say, I'm hoping you guys will get to meet one another someday. This is just politics. All these people that we are talking about, when they see one another, they don't argue. They shake hands. They speak to one another respectfully. There's no need for us to create enmity amongst ourselves because of people that literally don't know who we are. So we're just dialoguing, rubbing minds. There's no need to abuse one another. I want to thank everybody that joined this show today. Some people watch this from beginning to end. You guys are the real VIPs. I'm very grateful to you. I want to thank Rudolph Okonkwo for joining from the beginning till now. 3.5 hours. I have never done a 3.5 hour show. I don't know how people do it, but you guys made me do it today. And thank you so much, everybody that joined me in the studio and spoke. It really pained me that all our politics that we didn't get to hear from him because his audio was bad. Now his video is acting out. Anyways, I just want to thank every single one of you that joined me today from Ireland, from the UK, from all over the world. Thank you so much, from Canada as well. So I really appreciate you guys. We'll keep doing more shows like this. I don't know, maybe we'll do anything about American politics anymore. I don't want people fighting. So, but thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. The video.
We need to do this once more, madam. Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, and this video will be on YouTube. People, you can watch it from beginning if you missed out the beginning part of it. Thank you so much, guys. All right, all. It's been real. I'm keeping it up in here.
All right, guys. Well, everybody will decide who they want to vote as the president. So, hey, to each their own. The only thing I would say is please be informed about the people you want to vote for before voting. Either way, personally, I don't think it's going to make any. It's not going to make much of a difference either way. So, but hey, good luck to everyone. I guess this is going to be a continuous conversation, until November. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you're replaying the video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the video, and I will see you guys on my next one. Thank you so much. Nelly, thank you. Happy Saturday, sis. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll probably be back later on in the day because there are a few things that we need to talk about. We're back into the Nigerian political space again later on in the day. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. See you on my next one. Bye.